station. Don.
Give me a piece of wood. I'll eat it.
Hahn.
Peter, the most you sweat is at a buffet.
And Rosenberg.
I'll be honest, the one thing I miss about having an office is the taste of Steve Hart's nuts.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
302 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you. Always good to see the great Michael K in studio. What? Oh, my God.
There it is.
All right.
In studio. That was great.
So,
you all right?
Yeah.
What
it's
happened?
just, I don't know. It's Monday, and just can we be clean?
Wait, we're already not
look
clean?
We're already not clean.
So clearly nobody sits here.
No, I'm just saying, you talk it up, right? All right, let's go out there, guys. Let's get something going here. Let's have a clean game, and then a false start.
Going.
Before we snap, there's a false start.
Game one, false start.
First play.
And you know what?
That's
gonna be the name of this era of football in New York. False start.
You know what? Isn't it a good start, though, when you think about the show? Doesn't it make sense?
Actually, false start is a great name when you consider the fact that, you know what, we're in the era of false start. Here's why. 0-3 for both football teams. Third time in the last 6 years.
Third time think about that.
In the last 6 years that both teams haven't won a game 3 weeks into the season. Both teams. We have two teams, and neither one of them for 3 out of the last 6 years can do anything.
And you know what? And what's happening is both of them are like taking turns for the moral victory. Moral victory Monday, as Alan Hahn dubbed it in our text thread. Where like last week it was the Giants. They play hung with we thought a good team, and it turns out the Cowboys aren't very good. And they went all the way to the last second of overtime to lose. Moral victory. Week 1, the Jets had the moral victory. Now, yesterday they had the moral victory the moral victory loss or whatever.
The Jets
because of the fact that they came back from 3 scores down. They got the block kick.
Never stopped fighting, Don. Never stopped fighting these professionals.
When the game ended, they were like, and Aaron Glenn has to feel good about that fourth quarter, but they come up short.
We're going to start with the Giants because they were the last team to stink.
Mm-hmm.
All right? But since you brought it up, and we will get to it coming up, but they never gave you any indication, Peter, it was going to be anything but this to start the season. The Jets never opened their mouths. They never gave you any indication the season was going to be any good. They let go of Aaron Rodgers. They signed Justin Fields. They never gave you any indication that this was anything other than a coach getting his feet wet this season. It was the fans going, I think they win 7-8 games. Oh, look at the talent. We found out they don't have a lot of talent, okay? Stop with the Sauce Gardner stuff. Stop. He's a good kid. He's a good ball player. He's not great. He's not. And I told you, wait till the end of the season to sign him because you know what? If his season continues to stink, you're going to wish you didn't give him the contract. But it's still early enough in the season. But this is what the Jets were supposed to be about, Peter. Don't give any expectations. Let the coach get his feet wet. It's all about, ships turn slow. Your home wasn't built in a day. All the cliches about this team. So, when you get something like a block kick, an exciting thing, when you almost win, you're going to clap because that's what the Jets are about this year. Wasn't anything about this year. No expectations at all. If you put any expectations on them, that's on you. So I'm not surprised that Aaron Glenn's clapping after a loss because there are moral victories in Jets camp because it's new, it's fresh. He's not losing his job. But on the other side of the stadium, you've got a death knell. It's dead man walking. Every game that's played, it's a step closer to Daboll being out of a job. Shane may save it because there is talent on this Giants team. There is. It's just not being coached. So right now, and you guys can jump me if you want, if I had to make a decision right now, Joe Shane stays, Daboll and his coaching staff goes. Because I watched the game last night that was very winnable. The Chiefs are not good. And they had talent. They've got players. They just don't know how to coach them. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. This is not a well-coached team. It's clear. It's also not a very smart team. Neither one of them, by the way. Both football teams.
And that's coaching,
They really don't invest a lot in smart players. But you're supposed to have a coach you up. You also have to have an understanding. Like I think the thing that's really starting to hurt Daboll is his inability to adjust.
Oh.
His inability to not only adjust, to go into a game and be shocked about how they're covering your receivers.
Right.
And what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like they want you to run the football. And Malik Neighbors, like how would you're an offensive coach. In your brain, you have to say to yourself, Malik Neighbors, I haven't seen him yet. It's already the second quarter. We probably need to get him going, right?
Yeah.
That didn't happen till the fourth quarter. These are the things to me that are troubling. And you know what really scares me now? Because you can start hearing it. You heard it last night. And the writers are on it, and they should be. But now you're in that desperate place of, out of one side of his mouth, Brian Daboll is trying to tell you, Jackson Dart's not ready yet.
No.
We're working with him.
The other side's trying to save his job.
The other side of his mouth is saying, however, we have to think about it because it's all we got left. It's the only bullet left.
No, it's
that
all
he
has left.
Well, yeah. But if I'm the organization, and I wonder if upstairs they're starting to talk about it too because they're getting desperate at 0-3. We need a spark. We need something. Jackson, this is a mistake. If you don't believe he's ready, don't play him.
This is why you need John Mara to step in and go right now.
I worry about this.
Internally.
Okay.
He doesn't have to have a press conference, but internally.
Right.
You go to Joe Shane and says, you're staying. And right now we're evaluating Daboll. And if you don't think he's ready to play, don't play him. Because if everything's collaborative, which it is in sports now, if Daboll wants to play him and Shane and Mara don't, then he doesn't play. But if you've got a general manager and a head coach both desperate to save their jobs, then they're all going to be on the same page to play him to try to save their job. If Shane knows he's got a job, and again, I may be wrong, 1-800-919-3776. I know his 22 draft wasn't great. I know he let Saquon Barkley go. I know Daniel Jones is lighting it up in Indianapolis. But I looked at that game last night, and I saw some world-class players that are not good enough to win a championship, but certainly good enough to win winnable games.
They're good enough to be part of one.
Good enough to be better than 0-3, Peter.
So let me throw something at you. Two things. One, another great moment for your Joe Shane argument, obviously, is how Cam Scadaboo played yesterday, right? So that's
fine.
Another great pickup that fans can get excited about. But here's my question for you guys. You have 53 men on the roster, and I'm sure if we were to go through that roster, we would find a player or two who was dressed last night that was used on 3 special teams plays, and they could make the football argument why they needed them. You're going to tell me that would have been more valuable than dressing 3 quarterbacks? Why not dress 3 quarterbacks last night? Russell Wilson did not have it. He was the ball was up for grabs. On offensive plays, he didn't. I'm not saying it was just Russell Wilson, but there was a lot of the football game last night where he wasn't giving them a good chance to win. And you can't play the kid in that situation. Well, good thing you have another quarterback who's wearing a suit. I don't get it.
Well, you know what? You know what I felt, honestly? Maybe not that equivalent, but close. In the red zone, late in the game, on the 3rd and 5, the quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
That felt like Judge taking a knee a few years ago at the goal line. Like, that felt like a give-up play.
Did you see some of the throws that Russ had to the end zone?
You know what? You can't play.
Like, there was a couple where he's like, I don't want to get hit. I don't get hit. Like there was a couple of business decisions we like to say. I don't like the look of any of it, but like I said, if he's giving you every indication that unless it's against a really bad secondary, so your wide receivers get open, he can just throw up moonballs, he's not going to run your offense the way you need it run. You got to go to somebody else. I am really worried that they will prematurely go to Dart, and then it really will spin the wrong way. But you said something, Don. Like, Peter, we've paid attention enough to the Giants over the years to know that, look, a lot of the issues with both the football teams start at the top. And you said, Don, if he goes and tells Joe Shane, like, you're fine, don't let this guy play. How do you know that he's not sitting upstairs going, we got to play the kid. We got to put the kid in. We need a boost. We need something. And he's the one that's kind of pushing that agenda of, well, how soon can you get him ready? Or don't you think we need him? Can you have like enough of a play sheet, a couple of pages out of the book that he could give you so you could be capable, and we'll bring him along as we go? How close is he? Shouldn't he be close by now? Some teams are playing rookie quarterbacks right out of the gate. How come you don't have him ready? I don't want that, because that kind of pressure, you know what happens. Well, owner wants to play him. We got to play him. So I don't know the answer to that, but that would worry me.
Now, you guys don't think there's a world in which, for example, Don, let's play out your scenario, which you hope is happening. The communication's happening upstairs, and they're like, we're not playing him. The team's not there yet. Maybe later, maybe after the bye, whenever. It's not now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a world where you step back this week and go, hey, we're going to go ahead and go with Jameis Winston this week, and Russell's going to be in street clothes, Jackson will still be the backup?
Why not? If you're making business decisions.
Why keep trotting this guy out, guys? He's not playing high-level football. It's not right. Guys, Malik Neighbors should not be in the situation he's in. They are wasting talented players with this quarterback.
But Wan'Dale Robinson also has talent.
Yeah, that's
they aren't
true.
using him.
I need – listen, I'm not going to sit here and defend Russell Wilson. Those throws were disgusting. But, again, red zone can't do anything. But yet the quarterback that couldn't do anything in the red zone against Washington, couldn't do anything in the red zone against Kansas City – is throwing for 450 yards against Dallas. Now, I realize Dallas stinks. Okay?
I mean, you watch yesterday?
I get it.
They stink.
Yep.
But, boy, it's amazing that he was able to do what he did. So,
but don't forget how it ended, Don.
No, I know how it ended. With a backwards pass and a ridiculous interception that we saw again. Basically a glorified punt. Same thing. I'm just going to throw it up and hope Neighbors gets it, but you're giving Neighbors no chance. All I know is I sent to the thread last night. Kansas City's first drive out of the half, completely adjust, move right down the field, and I text everybody and I said, "That's good coaching." Yep. They went and used the 18 minutes at the half or whatever it is. Let's adjust. We're trying to do isn't working. They adjust. They march right down the field. All of a sudden, Kansas City's got it figured out. What adjustments did the Giants make coming out of the half? Nothing. Zero. Because believe me, when you look at Kansas City's coaching staff to the Giants, it's men against boys. Now, there's not every matchup that Daboll and his coaching staff are going to look embarrassed because there's a lot of bad coaching in the NFL.
Yep.
But when you go up against superior coaching, like you have in Washington right now, right, Peter? Like what you have in Kansas City, and you don't have in Dallas right now, let's be honest, that's how it's going to look. And I just keep circling back. Again, if you want to let Shane go, I get it. There's enough evidence to say he may not be the greatest general manager in the world. But I just looked. I heard Chris Collinsworth say this might be the best pass rush in the NFL. I look at Neighbors. Everybody believes he is a world-class talent. Scatterwood getting things done. And yet, again, one touchdown, nothing in the red zone. Come on, man. I just keep circling back to the same answer over and over again. Yeah. They are poorly coached.
The defense is good enough. And, you think about the Giants getting Abdul Carter, one of the best players, maybe arguably the best player available in the draft. Right, as far as talent at his position. And him with Burns, Thibodeau has jumped off the page. Obviously, Dexter Lawrence is still working his way back into game shape, but he still is impactful. They have a really good front, and they're tough. This game was not lost on defense, even though there were plays later defensively that did frustrate you.
But when you're not getting support offense, you're on the field.
7 games since last season, they haven't gotten to 10 points. 10 points!
That's amazing.
And Don, that's such a.
This is not about defense.
Exactly, and it's such a good point because think about how deflating it is for that defense.
Ugh.
I know the Chiefs haven't been great yet this year, but you got the world champs at 9 points in the third quarter. I'm sorry, your defense should feel pretty good about that. But when they have no hope that you're going to do anything, eventually things start to happen.
Well, here's your other stat: 1 for 10 on third down. 1 for 10 on third. How do you give your defense a chance to take a breath? You can't. 1 for 10? You can't convert more than 1 third down?
Draw up a play. Your play, chuck it downfield and hope Neighbors climbs over somebody. That's not a play.
Yeah.
That when you do that, when it's 4th and 10 at the end of the game and you got no choice. But if that's your game plan, that's not good. No, it's bad.
And then there's the kicker.
Really bad.
then the Graham Gano of it all.
I mean, I don't know who to blame for that.
I've never heard this happen once, let alone twice, to the same coaching staff. It's unreal. But there's so many things that pile up that make it difficult when you're in that locker room to maintain any type of confidence, belief, all that stuff, right? And so all you have left now is throw in dart and hope it turns into insanity. It's all like you're looking for something to spark the room.
You mean a great 3 weeks and then never see him again?
Well, who knows? Well, that's the fear, of course, is always you go to a young quarterback like this, he gives you a buzz, and then two games later he's out.
But
he
they
gets
brought
hurt.
him. But in the last 2 weeks, they've brought him in.
Yeah.
How many different plays? 4 or 5 plays.
It's always a running play.
Always a running play. So, listen. Do I think Daboll's a good coach? No. Do I think he's a sadist? No. He's not going to put a quarterback that's not ready in. He may try to rush the process a little bit.
That's the
but
thing.
Clearly, right now, they don't think he's ready. And there's also no clear avenue to put him in because everybody points to that Saints game. Well, then 4 days later, you're playing the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. So
yeah, but you could look at it as get your feet wet, get into rhythm against a Saints team that's not good. And then you have a week to get into prepare because he's going to have to play teams like the Eagles at some point.
Yeah. It's going to be a real team one day, whether
it's
it's the Eagles or someone else.
Right. You're not giving him a baptism by fire. So instead, you let him have that, ease him in against a team that even if you lose the game, and it would be an abomination if you did, just let him. He's got to find some type of rhythm and success, a feeling of, okay, I got this. I timed it up. I feel pretty good. And then you go up against that Eagles defense, which your offensive line's got to hold up. By then, Andrew Thomas is getting stronger and stronger.
Remember, he was not beaten once in 25% of the plays he was in last night.
Did you see, by the way, him versus Chris Jones?
Yeah.
He looked pretty good. He handled Chris Jones. So I just think the Saints game is the game if you have to do it early.
Right. Now, but
if you have to do it early.
If it's early side.
But you can't convince me out. In a blowout game against the Chargers, where he's in just handing the ball off, that you're all of a sudden going to go from that to now he's starting an NFL game. Like, bring him in. Have him throw the ball a little bit against the Chargers, right? But if you bring him in the 4 or 5 plays, have him throw the ball downfield.
Here's where you bring him in.
Don't have 7, 8 plays where he never did anything but hand the ball off or run himself.
Yeah, there are options.
And then all of a sudden, next week, you're going to start.
Here's what happens. Like, again, last night the crowd's booing when he comes off the field. They were excited when he came out to do those, the cameo plays. But the crowd wants him in, but at 9-6, you're not putting him in. Because it's still a winnable game. Like, you're not putting him in that situation, right? You're putting him in if you're losing 20-3 in the fourth quarter to the Chargers. Then you put him in.
I mean,
that's when you do it.
Once they're down 2 scores against the Chiefs last night, you could argue.
But it was too late, though. It was you don't do it there.
Well, how much was left?
Well, there wasn't much time left. It was fourth quarter.
I could argue, guys, that if you're going to do it anytime soon, I wouldn't have hated it last night, even in a close game, because the expectation for the crowd is still you're going to lose to the Chiefs. No one's going to be upset if you're not able to win that game. I think it's really hard to put your players in a position where they don't feel there's a chance to win. And I just feel like late in that game, guys, the offense did not think they had a chance to win.
Well, especially when you've got Wilson, quarterback sneak at 3rd and 5, and then in the red zone, like throwing the ball into the tunnel. Like the kid could do that too.
That was unreal. It was 6 minutes to go when they got that last touchdown to go up 22-9. It was
now that's a bit too late. If you're
6 minutes to go. I don't know.
You'd give them the whole fourth quarter if you're going to do it.
Yeah. Like again, if you're getting smoked by the Chargers, then in the second half you make the move.
But what if they're not getting smoked? What if it's the same thing? The defense is keeping them close and Wilson's doing nothing.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I think it's some point.
Again,
Don, this is the point.
You got to do it at halftime. Don't you think? Halftime, not like just randomly in the middle of a third quarter.
But this is the point I was that Alan, you and I were both making this a month ago. If you're not going to put him in when the starter is either hurt or ineffective, then Winston should be suited up, not him. Because he's got to be able to go in the game.
Because all Wilson has to do is, miss a couple of snaps, and now he's your starting quarterback. But if you're not even allowing him to throw the football ever, I just can't imagine that now all of a sudden he's going to start in an NFL game. So let's see what happens against the Chargers. I suspect they're going to lose the game.
It's a dangerous place, man.
No, they're all. But
you
if
go
he's not
too
ready,
soon,
but here's
and
the thing:
he's overwhelmed. And now you don't want to do this. If Daboll, who after the game said, "We're working with him, we're getting him ready." He's using phrases like "we're getting him ready," which A is telling you, yes, we know we got to get to him at some point, and we're trying to get him there.
And he's not
but we don't. If he says we're getting him ready, that means he's not yet ready in their eyes.
Well, this was Daboll after the game on the fans booing the offense and wanting Dart to play.
Look, Jackson's progressing well. We'll continue to work with him. I got a lot of confidence in him, his development that he's had, and that's what we'll continue to do. I'd be booing too, to be honest with you, in terms of not being good enough. not scoring, not finishing. I understand that. That's the nature of it.
So you hear a choice of words that he's using there is telling you we're in the process, but we're not there yet. But other people will tell you that if you ask anybody inside the organization, from the coaching staff to the front office, there is a collective belief that Dart is the guy. That
without question.
There's a lot about him that everybody loves and is excited about. That's why I think they're all being really cautious that they don't want to blow. They don't want to ruin this. And that's why you're at that point. Fans are going to do this. Fans are going to yell and scream. They're going to chant for him, as they should. But as an organization, you can't do it. You can't make a decision like this just because you want to pacify the fans.
Right, but that decision has to be made by the people that are going to be here while Dart plays in the future.
You hope
not
so.
A guy that's hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, you hope so.
But if you've got guys, and this is why I argued you should have either fired him or given him a contract extension. Because if you gave them a contract extension, then you can convince, hey, it doesn't matter what we do this year. Doesn't matter what Aaron Glenn does this year. He's not going anywhere. If you're just giving those guys a contract extension, as foolish as it would have looked after a 3-win season, you're saying, I believe in them. They're going to be here. They're going to fix our offense, and we're going to draft Dart, and we're going to have a great future. But now you're going to have two guys desperate to be able to save their jobs because they're not going to be in that position next year working in the last year of their contract. So it's either put up or shut up now. So what do you think they're going to do? Try to save their ass. And that's not what the organization as a whole wants to see because you don't want to put a kid in that's not ready. You know, you're not going to debut your Maserati out of the garage during a blizzard. That's not when you want to do it. You want to make sure that it's at the right time where this kid can excel and be the best that he can be. And it sounds like he's not ready. So we can hypothetically say, well, play him in the second half against the Chargers. Play him against the Saints. If he's not ready, he's not ready.
Yeah.
And if all of a sudden he's ready and it's at Philadelphia, okay, then let's do it. So it's really got to be about when he's ready, not the soft part of the schedule, not trying to save somebody's job.
And not because the fans want it. Not because other people in the media are starting to talk about it because the writers are asking for it.
I'm a fan.
Can't worry about it.
I hate to say this. Fans are irrelevant in this decision. I'm sorry. You can boo.
It's fair.
I get it. You pay the money, but I can't let you influence my decision. I can't rush this kid because the guy in Section 312 wants to see good football. 1-800-919-3776. Got a big show, of course. 4:30, we've got the NFL Blitz.
What a
Binge,
day. What a
binge,
day.
Tom,
binge,
The binge.
whatever we call
and by
it.
the
We
way,
have fun with it.
yesterday, what a
talk binge.
crazy day of football yesterday.
Alan, I've never so looked forward to the binge because we got to talk about what's happening during that 1 o'clock slate of games. Insanity.
It was really
the witching hour,
including the Jets, who we'll also get to. And then at 6 o'clock, we had E&M. We got full frontal today. The Mets are off. And don't worry, we'll get to them and the Yankees as well. Because listen, we're sure because I can't talk about this for 4 hours. I can't.
Dom was sharpening up his axe before the game.
You know how bad a sign it is if the football teams are so bad that you're like, you know what, we got to get to the Mets. That's really telling. By the way, also don't forget we have a great conversation going on in the chat room. People hanging out. If you want to watch us live on the ESPN New York YouTube page as well, we're just 1 week away from the Big Couch Cast.
That's right.
That's becoming more of a must-watch.
Just
we
going to
call
say.
it a bedcast.
Yeah, if there's ever been a game that needed a couch cast, it's 2 0-3 teams playing each other. That's for sure. So we got it all coming up here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg until 7, and then it's Dan Grassa here on ESPN New York.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. We all turn to some funny places for support, but not everyone is a therapist. Not everyone is the one. Find your right match with BetterHelp. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and their 10-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recs. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/timeout. That's betterhelp.com/timeout.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready. We're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No, man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. It's a gridlock alert day with the UN General Assembly in town. Definitely want to avoid the east side of Midtown. Closures on 1st and 2nd Avenues, making it a packed ride on the FDR Drive northbound, heading over to the Midtown Tunnel. Avoid the Whitestone Bridge getting into Queens. A big crash right after the span, blocking 2 lanes. Traffic is stopped from the Bronx side. Northbound Whitestone Expressway, a lane out with emergency crews on the scene. Jam there from Citi Field. Best of it's the outbound George West Side Highway and Henry Hudson. Inbound looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels are only about 10 to 15 minutes each. This report is sponsored by ParkWiz. New Yorkers know the hacks. Here's one for parking. Reserve ahead and pay up to 50% less than drive-up rates. With ParkWiz, you can book your parking in advance, skip the hassle of searching, and save every time. Download the ParkWiz app today. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Record numbers of residents are getting quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. If you recently had a major life event such as marriage, pregnancy, or insurance loss, you may be eligible to enroll now. All health plans include preventive care, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. 9 in 10 enrolling get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. Find out if you qualify at getcovered.nj.gov. That's getcovered.nj.gov.
Game time isn't just on the field. It's in your driveway, too. At Kia City of the Bronx, they're making plays with the full lineup of brand new Kias ready for you at 3505 Connor Street. Don't sit on the sidelines while your dream car drives by. Visit KiaCity.com or call 646-917-7955 and they'll get you behind the wheel of something fresh. Kia City of the Bronx. This is how the Bronx drives.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
ESPN New York is now live like never before, streaming on YouTube. Your favorite shows, DPH Ron Rothenberg, Bart and Carlin, The Michael K. Show, and Don Hahn and Rosenberg, now with live video. Interact, react, and be part of the conversation live on YouTube. Subscribe now at ESPN New York on our YouTube channel, and of course, experience a moment like never before.
No, we've had many moments like never before. It was a great first week. We got a good crowd in there already watching on YouTube. And I'll tell you what, fellas, for me, it was a hell of a weekend for us as a show.
Go ahead.
We're not on the air, but I've got Peter on SportsCenter. I've got Peter part of Wrestlepalooza on ESPN all over the place. And what a big event that was, a huge doing for ESPN. And little birdie told me, by the way, Peter, like some of the suits, very happy with your work over the weekend. And so you've left a good impression just there. First impressions are always important, and there you were. Tie or no tie, it still looked good. So we had that going on Friday and Saturday. And then, of course, Don Juan LaGreca, the first opportunity to hear him calling a Devils game on MSG with Ken Danico and Bryce Salvador. And it was a preseason game. It was Devils-Rangers. The Devils didn't play really any of their guys.
No.
But
I don't even know if I knew preseason existed until yesterday, Alan, but I was in.
We were all in. So I will just simply say this, and I said this to Don privately. Peter, it felt like just watching it, and I've been watching hockey my whole life, it was like, oh, he's been doing this for 10 years. If you didn't know Don had just gotten hired, you would think this guy's been the voice of the Devils for a decade, easy, because he was so comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
He was, it flowed from him so easily, the way he moved the conversation, because preseason games are hard to do. Because, you're not really going to be on every play. You've got to know about the players. Most of them, you don't know who they are. They're all going to a lot of them are going to be in the AHL. They'll be in the minors. Some of them will be sent back to their junior teams, whatever it is. And here's Don just moving conversations between Dano and Bryce, and it just was a very comfortable, enjoyable broadcast, despite the fact that the Devils only scored one goal.
Well, I was going to say, everything I saw was exactly what Alan just said. It felt like he'd been there a million years. Him and Danico obviously have the personal relationship, and it shows in how they do it. It was basically perfect once you got past the troubling handshake situation at the top of the show. There's something going on with Don and handshakes. We never knew this was a thing for you. But high fives and handshakes appear to be something we need to work on.
Well, because the problem is Barbara couldn't see, unfortunately, at that stage of her life.
Yeah, that's right.
And Danico didn't know I was going to do it. I wasn't going to do it, but it just felt like it was a natural thing, and we don't have a lot of room there. He just didn't see it.
Right. Well, it was Edith, by the way, not Barbara. Edith, the great Edith.
Right. I'm sorry.
She's a Charger.
Barbara. Yeah.
She's
a Ram.
Yeah, she's a Ram.
So you couldn't just do the dap. You couldn't just like, hey,
I don't
great
know.
To
It was
be
in
here
the
with
moment. It was just something I was feeling. In the
I just
moment.
need I need one of our great listeners to just do a side-by-side slow-mo of the Edith and the Danico. The handshake gate. But by the way, if you're going to have a flub, have it be an irrelevant handshake on television, because then the broadcast was just.
Hey, let's do this too.
Awesome.
Opening night.
Yeah.
Let's not even bother.
With
just
the
straight up, just no handshake, no nothing. Just
or run it back and do the same thing.
No.
Make it your tradition.
Yeah, that could be the thing.
You always miss the handshake.
Always miss the handshake. Well, they lost, so we don't want to do anything after a loss.
Was it fun though, Don?
It was fun. It was just there's less to do when it's television. Like on radio, you've got to describe everything, but it's on television. So
how hard was that to get used to? Because I tuned in the third period because I don't want to upset people like Tessa, but I root for a good franchise.
Oh boy!
And so they were just it was boring in the second half. So I said, let me go check out my boy Don, and I turned on the game, Don. And anytime I've turned on a Don LaGreca hockey broadcast, all I hear is wall to wall Don. And in this case, obviously it's a meaningless game, so I'm sure there's even more room for talking. But it was interesting because Danico's like telling stories, talking about things inside the team. That must have taken some getting used to for you, who's used to calling everything when it's radio.
Yeah, that's why you have the preseason, right? That I don't have to get overly descriptive, but I've also got to work those guys in. And it's good because it's almost like a glorified talk show when it's a pregame.
See?
We want to talk about
Peter and I have prepared
been.
you. This whole year, since you have taken over the host duties, Peter and I have prepared you for this moment.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
By the way, Peter,
thank you.
In your situation, what was just being on that big of a broadcast for ESPN? What was that like?
Well, thank you for asking, Alan. Honestly,
well, that had to be a dream moment for you.
No, it was.
You've done a lot of stuff at WWE.
No, I mean
but this is the mothership.
No, I'm being sincere. I was a little more nervous for it than I expected because even though in my brain I'm always quarterback one, can do every job I'm handed, I got you. But the reality is, right before I did it, one of my friends was like, well, how like many times have you like been the lead host where they're in your ear and you're running the show? I was like, not a handful of times in my entire career. And as Don got to find out firsthand, and Alan has many times before, when you're in that seat on television, there's a lot happening in your ear. There's a whole show to run. And so it's that on top of the things you're normally thinking about. So to answer your question, it was exciting to be nervous. You know, radio, I've been doing radio for 20 years. I don't get nervous for radio broadcasts. It was fun to be like sitting there pumped up, ready to go. Mm-hmm. And then it felt really, really good. And honestly, the vibes I got when I went back and watched the show, because it re-aired about 150 times between Friday and Saturday afternoon. And it was like the K show was back on. All I was getting was text messages of people seeing me silently in a bar across the country. And when I went back and watched it, I thought the first segment I yelled way too much, like I was hyping up a WWE show that was about to start. But once I settled in, I got to be honest, I thought we killed it. And like I mentioned to you guys on Friday, Tyrese Halliburton, that guy is a stud.
I'm good. I'm good.
No, I know. I wanted to drag him on the air. I wanted to drag him on the air with us. Because, like, the funny thing is, and actually I kind of get this vibe from Knicks fans already. I almost feel like the way people hate on Tyrese Halliburton, it's almost different than Trae Young. Like, the Trae Young hate is like, it's really real and visceral.
It's visceral.
With Tyrese, it's almost like he's a good dude, but he is playing the part of that guy.
Yeah.
And he's really good at it. So it was a great weekend.
We should get him on. I completely agree. If we can find a way to get him on the show, he has nothing to do all season.
Yeah, that, by the way, very, very
We
true.
should get him on because here's a secret nobody likes to hear. He, Brunson, and Hart, they have a group chat. Like, they're buddies.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't
So it's not like the real – like Patrick Ewing and Michael Jordan were good friends.
Right.
Even though there was a huge rivalry between – they were friends. So while fans got into it, the players don't feel it nearly as much. But anyways, like, I'm proud of both of you. I did cut the grass this weekend, so I
you know what? We're proud of you, buddy.
The grass looked so good when I was done.
Right back at you,
But
man.
trust me, in another couple of weeks, I'll be busy too. But it was great for our show to see all the versatility and to see you guys shine. So I wanted to make sure you guys got that mention because neither one of you would have brought it up on your own.
Well, I appreciate that.
I digress.
Believe me.
Thanks, buddy.
And it'll all start hitting the fan for you guys.
Next week is Media Day. Next week.
It's all happening. And, boy, a lot of people are all of a sudden looking forward to the Knicks. You thought maybe football would be able to carry them through. So let's dive into the calls at 1-800-919-3776. Let's start it off with Mark. He's down in Charlotte. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. What's up, Mark?
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Good, man.
Good. Listen, props to you, Don, on a nice introduction to the hockey season, and you're announcing for the Devils. So congratulations on that.
Thanks, man.
I do agree with you, Don, on the coaching decision with Daboll to bring him back. If you're going to bring him back, you had to give him an extension. So I'm with you on that. But don't you guys think that Jackson Dart is ready now? I think it's kind of obvious that he's ready.
Wait a minute. How can you say that?
Because of what we saw in the preseason.
That's the problem, Mark. He didn't play with number ones. He didn't play against number ones.
Preseason is an IG filter,
He's not
man.
thrown one pass in a regular season game. He's been out there, like 4, 5, 6 times and running, handing the ball off. You might be right, Mark. He might be ready. But don't base it off of the preseason. You got to base it off on what they're watching in practice and how they feel he's digesting the offense, which is very vanilla on both sides in the preseason. So I get what you're saying, man, but we don't know for a fact that he's ready.
That's fair. And I have nothing to say to that, honestly. That's a fair point. But my last point is the future of Dart. With the pressure to put him in just to save their jobs, when you look at the future, it doesn't look bright for Dart in New York specifically. If we both want Daboll fired, because I'm with you, I think the coaching is the issue. And if we want Daboll fired, that hurts our chances of having Dart with the next regime that comes in. We're going to have to draft another quarterback unless somehow Joe Shane can stay. That's the only way.
Can't draft another quarterback.
Well, I mean,
you got to give this kid a chance.
Well, what Mark is saying is, and thank you for the call, that if you bring in another coach, I don't like Dart. I want to bring in my own guy.
Well, you're not bringing in a coach that says I don't like Dart. You're bringing in a coach that's like, I want to work with that kid.
Right.
Like that's the thing is you're hoping, and this is where I know this is the dirty part of sports because we all believe that everything's on the up and up. We know it's not. You get to about the middle of the season and you know this is going the wrong way, and you know we're probably going to make a coaching change. You start having some people find out like who's interested, who'd be interested in this job, who wants to coach this kid, who sees something in him that they think they could get the most out of him. right? You've got to find your Ben Johnson. That's what you got to find. Somebody that will look at the quarterback you have if you're making this move and say, I could fix him. I can make him right. Because there was, once upon a time, Brian Daboll looked at Daniel Jones and said, I could fix him. I could get him right. And it didn't happen. By the way, how's Daniel Jones looking now?
I hear what you're saying, but I think that's the problem sometimes in the NFL is specifically hiring a head coach for a specific reason instead of hiring him because you think he's a really good head coach, right? They brought in Shermer because, Shermer could work magic with Eli. And it didn't work. Let's bring in Daboll. Daboll will be able to work with Daniel Jones.
You make a good point.
I want a guy that can coach.
Right. I guess what I need to add to that is it's not the coach that's like he might not even be an offensive coach. It's a coach that believes in what you have. Right. Start there. But you really do, and it is something I keep coming back to. Strong leader. Like you have to, in this market, have someone who can step in and be a strong leader, not a loud leader, not a guy that goes to the podium and gives you all like the tough talk. You don't need the tough talk. You need somebody who understands how to organize a franchise. And everybody understands this guy knows what he's doing. We're following him. They have not hired anybody like that since Tom Coughlin. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. Tom Coughlin walked in the building, knew exactly what he wanted to do. And then when things didn't go well at the beginning, he adjusted. He understood, I got to meet with my guys. I got to fix this. And that is how you have a franchise go from being what they are right now, which is a laughingstock, to back to being one of the cornerstone franchises in the sport.
And I'm going to tell you what they probably need when we come back. 1-800-919-3776.
Makes him great.
Such a pro.
We've got the NFL Binge coming up at 4:30, ENN at 6, Don Hahn and Rosenberg until 7 here on ESPN New York. There are a lot of reasons why you buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Get 1.9% financing on a new Mazda 2025 CX-50, or lease for $249 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN354688, MSRP $32,945. Zero security deposit. APR $17.48 per 1,000 financed. Ends 9/30/25.
Friends, it's summer, and you should be out there enjoying it. But if you're living with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, that can feel impossible. You don't have to keep living that way. There's help. Dr. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he's dedicated to helping you feel better. And here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication, just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that get real results so you can get back to the life you love. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, sciatica, and he builds a plan that is right for you. Same day and next day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is never far away. So don't wait, and don't let pain steal another day of your life. Go to SandwellPain.com to text, call, or book online. SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today. Most major insurances are accepted.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who will win. With FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. FanDuel is giving all customers a 50% profit boost token on tonight's game, the Lions versus the Ravens. Now, do you like a Derrick Henry anytime touchdown? Will Lamar Jackson go over in passing and rushing yards? How about Amon-Ra St. Brown over receiving yards? So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/K. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
ESPN New York Couchcast is coming.
I just didn't feel like physically getting off the couch.
Don't miss this live stream event with your favorite ESPN New York personalities, including Dave Rothenberg.
Is football season here yet?
Rick DiPietro, Chris Carlin, Michael Kay. Oh, football. And Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
They're playing football!
It all happens September 29th when the Jets face the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. Watch the guys' instant reactions and hear their unfiltered commentary all game long.
You're bad at football.
See it all unfold on the ESPN New York YouTube channel.
I'm just trying to have the best possible show.
When does that start? The ESPN New York Couchcast is brought to you by the All-American Ford Auto Group, Calandra's Bakery, and Jacob's Pickles.
Significant.
Just by a day we missed it.
Yeah, it worked last night. They played it on the broadcast. NBC did. Do you remember?
If they don't play that on the NBC broadcast, someone's getting fired.
Well, it was the 21st night of September.
That's right.
And the Giants still couldn't get the 10 points.
I'm going to be that guy. Because it's the 20th anniversary of Sunday Night Football on NBC. I can't believe it's been 20 years.
Been waiting all day for Sunday night.
Which is the dumbest song in the history of
I've been
audio.
My rowdy friends are Monday, but I wait all day for Sunday.
Yeah, because if you love football so much, it really must have been painful to just watch nothing but football at 1 o'clock and 4:25.
Well, if you're a Jets fan, you really are waiting all day for Sunday night.
And by the way, no, it's sad because when your team plays, you really do wait all day for Sunday night. But then what you get is what you got.
Yeah, what you got, and it's going to haunt me forever because that's the way. It's like watching. I don't even know how to describe every time I see the Odell Beckham Jr. catch and how it's celebrated. It makes me sick to see it because that was the beginning of the end.
It was.
I'm not blaming it all on Odell, although Odell is a culprit in this whole thing. But just the whole organization, that it all started from that catch, and it all came apart. And it gets celebrated because it is a terrific catch, and it should be celebrated by NBC because it was on their air. And of course, you're going to show one of, if not the greatest catches of all time, on your open and on your celebration for 20 years. I'm just telling you, as a Giant fan, that catch makes me sick.
Really? The catch?
Awful.
Collinsworth called it the greatest catch he's ever seen.
I'm not saying it's not.
3 fingers falling down.
But you cannot deny the fact that was, whether it's coincidence, whether it's the reason, whatever.
What was
was the beginning of the end.
What was the end result of the game?
They lost.
Yeah. But
right?
but you're right. When you think about what transpired shortly after that was when the Giants seemed to lose their way as a franchise that believed in a standard with leadership, right? Like it started to become more about the NBA style, which is the players are always right. Do what the players want, make the players happy.
But it was all about they just so wanted to get that next championship. And I get it. And they were closer. They were a lot closer then than they are now. We thought they were far away. Believe me, all these Giant fans who were like, oh, they were wrong to let go of Tom Coughlin. You all were on board with Coughlin being gone,
You know
okay?
what, though? That's a really interesting question. Because let's just for fun pretend Jackson Dart's a guy. And because, by the way, I think it's still completely guessing at this point. If he's a guy, I could argue there's more talent on this team. Because by the time they got to that Odell team, man, the wheels were coming off talent-wise. There wasn't that much left.
No, it was falling apart, but the feeling was just get there, baby, because that's all the Giants, it wasn't like the Giants were dragon slayers during the regular seasons of their 2 Super Bowls. They were 10-6, 9-7. One division and 1 wild card, and they made runs. So it was like, hey, let's just get in the playoffs, and Eli will get hot, and we'll get there. Actually, the better team was the 2008 team when Plexico Burress shot himself, and they lost to Philadelphia in the divisional round. That was a better team. They were 12-4 that year. So it all. Well, whenever I see that catch, you didn't know it at the time, but you look back and it's been downhill since that moment.
Well, you know what though? The not as great as the catch, but it's possible that if the Jets win, the Aaron Glenn celebration dance lives on. And now, unfortunately,
we will get to that momentarily, but we still have the Giant calls to do. And let's go to Matt in Nashville. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Matt?
Nashville.
Hey, congrats, Peter. By the way, your broadcast is on the bars on Broadway on Friday. So.
Oh, I'm hot in Nashville?
All right.
Oh, you're on in Nashville.
There were girls drinking at their bachelorette party, not paying attention to us on TV, right there, huh?
Yeah, the buses were going by. They're all pointing. Look, Peter's on the TV.
Look at that.
I love it.
So yeah, I mean, as a Titan and Giant fan, I get to watch 2 of the worst coaching staffs in the NFL every week, and it's just it's pure jubilation to get to do that. I'm not going to talk about the Giants or the Titans anymore, though.
That my God, the end of that game.
I mean, the end of the first half was even worse. We get the ball with 3 minutes to go. It's like the 40. We run 5 straight runs. Delay game, missed the kick, but whatever. I'm just so tired. I don't know if you remember. I called in.
How about using a timeout and still not knowing what play you wanted to run?
I mean, we call timeout. They call time. We can't call back. Did
you see that, Don?
The worst coaching. The worst coaching.
A timeout. Don't know what we're going to call. Call a timeout. Don't know what we're going to call. Delay a game. Like, what do we do?
That is. By the way, I think if I were a
That's
GM
fireable.
or an owner, that would be my one rule of you're fired immediately. Right there. You leave the game.
We had our 25-year radio announcer retire at halftime, and the owner wouldn't come out to congratulate him because she was afraid of getting booed because we were booing me at the end of the half. So it was.
I also can say that pick 6 to start the game is among the worst I've ever seen in the history of football.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. So there's that too.
Yeah, it's so much fun every weekend. But to Giants, I don't remember if you remember, but I called the end of last year and I said it was sickening that we kept both Callahan and then Daboll for the Giants, and it's playing out exactly as I think most fans thought it would be. It was 0-3 start. I did kind of like the game plan at the beginning where, okay, we know they're going to try to take away Neighbors and the deep balls. We're going to run the ball a lot. But, I mean, just like how I kept saying, when are we going to get our number 1 debatably best receiver in the league right now, the ball? And the only time we try to get him the ball was on these blatant deep shots.
Yeah.
Is there no way drags, screens? We even saw it with Scadaboo, and I really like what Scadaboo did. But in the second half, we just threw him the ball right at the line of scrimmage, spread out wide, just to get him a touch and see what he can do after the catch. How hard would it be to do that with Neighbors? I mean, Collinsworth was going crazy over how great the Chiefs were at shutting down Neighbors, and they did do a good job. But it wasn't just Neighbors. I think we had 2 completions to wide receivers the entire first half. They did a great job taking away Neighbors, but we didn't do anything to get the ball in the playmaker's hands, and I was just losing it all. It was just so frustrating.
There's no way that a guy that universally talented should be shut down like that without blaming the coach for not coming up with something to free him up, or at least be able to take advantage. Somebody else has to be open. Let's.
Well, they're going split safety, but that's you know what's.
But whenever you're able to
coming,
shut something down, there's got to be something else you can exploit.
Or you just they're doing this, so we got to get our guy. Like I said, and I agree with the caller. I said it earlier. If you're in the second quarter and you're a head coach, and especially an offensive-minded head coach, how do you not just somewhere in the back of your mind going, has Malik touched the ball yet? We probably got to get him the ball. We're going to need to run something to get him going. Right? Like that. That just has to be in your mindset. That's the stuff that does concern you. I have to believe that Daboll does have a little voice telling him that my best playmaker hasn't touched the ball yet, but maybe he just couldn't figure out a way to do it.
And that's a problem.
It's either he didn't notice it, which is alarming.
No, he
or he didn't know how to do it.
Didn't know how to do it.
Which is more.
He got outcoached. And more times than not, the reason he's 9-31 in his last 40 games is he's getting outcoached.
Shocked that Spags was going to blitz also.
We'll bring the Jets into the conversation next. More of your calls coming up at 1-800-919-3776. The NFL binge at 4:30. ENN at 6. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 right here on ESPN New York.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Record numbers of residents are getting quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. If you recently had a major life event such as marriage, pregnancy, or insurance loss, you may be eligible to enroll now. All health plans include preventive care, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. 9 in 10 enrolling get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. Find out if you qualify at getcovered.nj.gov. That's getcovered.nj.gov.
Game time isn't just on the field. It's in your driveway, too. At Kia City of the Bronx, they're making plays with the full lineup of brand new Kias ready for you at 3505 Connor Street. Don't sit on the sidelines while your dream car drives by. Visit KiaCity.com or call 646-917-7955 and they'll get you behind the wheel of something fresh. Kia City of the Bronx. This is how the Bronx drives.
Why watch alone when you can join the crowd? Ryder Cup Live is taking over New York's favorite bars and pubs with official watch parties all weekend long. From upscale lounges to classic Irish pubs, you'll catch every swing and putt in a club-level atmosphere surrounded by fellow fans. Cheer, toast, and rally behind your team at the hottest Ryder Cup watch spots across Manhattan. Ryder Cup Live, because the best games are watched together. To learn more, visit RyderCup.com.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Out here, pets are always by your side, watching the herd, running fence lines, or asleep at your feet. Pets are some of our favorite customers. When you bring them along to Tractor Supply, we'll always have a treat waiting. And with our price match guarantee, you'll always get the best price on their favorite food, toys, treats they love, and pet meds to keep them healthy. Tractor Supply, for pets out here.
Put it in the book. This is your radio home for New York Mets baseball. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas.
Friday night.
I like when he holds it.
We got eggs tonight locally. We've got no Yankees. We got no Mets.
Good.
Man.
We need
Nothing.
a break.
No exhibition hockey. That's all tomorrow when the Devils play the Islanders and the Rangers play the Bruins. Nothing. But we do have Monday Night Football, and it's a good one. Ravens playing host to the Lions, and that's at 8:15. Of course, you can see that on ESPN. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. So quite an interesting Jets game, to say the least. Come back from 3 scores down. They showed heart there. And then this incredible play as the Jets are about to fall behind 2 scores late in the fourth quarter as the Bucs try to end the game.
Out of the hold of Riley Dixon. The snap clean, the placement down. It's loose in midfield. There he goes to the 20, 10, 5. That's a Jet touchdown. That's a Jet touchdown. Off of the block field goal. We're tied with 1:49 to go. Unbelievable.
I was in the car driving home.
Same. Not driving home, but I was in the car for it.
I didn't know what happened.
Incredible.
I heard touchdown, but I
Wait.
couldn't wait to get.
So wait, I know we don't have the rights to the Jets anymore.
I know. It's
But that's
Q1043, so thank you.
So someone just took a video of someone driving down the street?
Yes.
Or did it sound basically that crazy on the radio,
I think wasn't this posted by the Jets from inside?
Yeah, they got one of those,
the booth?
the GoPros where you can
Yeah.
see. So you could find it. The Jets have it on their social media of the reaction from Bob and Anthony Beck.
Bob was unreal.
No, Bob
on the
was
call.
great. It's just that talk about steppage.
But Anthony, love you. I know you're excited. You got to cut your mic. Let Bob have that. All right, you got to let him have that.
I am all for the steppage. Peter will tell you, it adds to it, but not to the point where I don't know what happened. I know there was a touchdown because I heard touchdown.
Yeah.
So I know the Buccaneers didn't score a touchdown because they were attempting to kick a field goal. So I was able to figure out that it was a block kick. Otherwise, it was just 2 men screaming. Like if you had told
pounding.
If you had told me,
Excuse me?
that this right now, what this is, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some sad news to report that Bob Shoes and Anthony Beck are no longer with us. Somebody came into the booth with a machete towards the end of the game, and here's what it sounded like.
Out of the hold of Riley Dixon. The snap clean, the placement down.
He does, right? It sounds like Beck got it first.
In this era.
That's a Jet touchdown.
No, in this era, this is dangerous audio.
We're tied with 1:49 to go. Unbelievable.
Such a good call, though.
And
It really is.
And what Anthony's doing there, he's trying to break the glass to get away from the machete, and it wouldn't break. What were you saying, Peter? I'm sorry.
No, you hear audio like that in 2025, you worry something's happened.
Yeah, but great call, and great job by Bob, because I think Bob got an indication that I don't think anybody heard, so I'm just going to repeat, Jet touchdown, because you're just like, but still, it was emotional, it was fun, but in this day and age, we talked about it last week, with these quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback, you give him a minute 40 with time, you just had to get a stop.
Think
but
about
were
what you
you
just
that
said.
surprised they didn't at least set up for a field goal?
Think about what you just said. Baker Mayfield. Like, in what world are you worried that with a little more than 100 seconds left in the game, you're worried that Baker Mayfield's going to beat you?
He threw for 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns last year.
It's all he's done this year.
I know he's listen to 3-0.
With hindsight, of course, is so easy for us to sit back and say on Monday morning they should have done this, but in reality, what should McDonald have done there? Stop at the 1.
Yeah, well.
Well, you're not thinking that.
No,
you
you're
just
not.
want to
But
get the damn lead.
But they were saying it afterwards. They were like, scoring there, was that really the best? You think about it.
But by the way, you can't, because if you don't
Of course,
get in,
no, I know.
But no, it is an interesting thought, though.
When you think about where, especially when we talk about what happened yesterday and what we've seen Bucs and Mayfield do in the first 2 weeks of the season, it's almost like you kind of want to be the last one to score here. But you're right, because of who it is, they can get to the 1 and not score. So I get it, but it is amazing to think that play happened too soon. An incredible play by McDonald. Incredible athletic achievement.
And
but just can you get it's eating at me. It's Steve Wilks. It's Aaron Glenn. This is what you do. And you couldn't, again, get the stop you needed late in the game to secure a win where you could, if they're sitting 2-1 because they got the stops they needed late in the game, you're feeling totally different about things, are you not? But because twice now, the other team, and I know one was a 64-yarder, I get it. But as a Jets fan, it's maddening to think the one thing you are, that's your expertise, Aaron Glenn. This is who you are. This should be the identity. Defensively, we got this.
Now,
offensively, it's going to be a challenge, but defensively, we got this. And twice, you can't keep a team from kicking a walk-off.
Like I said, I think their talent is overrated. Sauce Gardner's
the Jets'
overrated.
talent.
Yeah. I mean, right now, they don't have a ton of talent. I know that because this defense is not. And remember, they were talking about 85 Bears a couple of years ago. A lot of the same guys.
They lost Quincy Williams, who's a big part of what they do linebacker-wise.
No, that was a big loss. But they lost Evans, so that balances out, right?
But they lost. But they're very young now at corner. But come on, they didn't have Jermaine Johnson in this game.
Right.
Will McDonald's been really good.
No, but still,
Michael Clemens, by the way, can we stop? Like if you're going to cut Gibson. When are you going to? How many more personal fouls are you going to let go?
Well, you can't cut everybody.
I'm done.
That's the problem. You got to stop somewhere. Now, in full disclosure, what you heard was the call that the GoPro picked up in the booth.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is because Ray Deanahan knows what he's doing.
Full audio here. Here we go.
This is how it's done in New York. Okay.
Out of the hold of Riley Dixon. The snap clean, the placement down, the kick, it's blocked! It's loose in midfield! It's scooped up by Will McDonald! There he goes to the 20, 10, 5! That's a Jet touchdown! That's a Jet touchdown! Off of the blocked field goal! We're tied with 1:49 to go! Unbelievable!
The pounding on the glass that you hear like during a power play was eliminated. But still,
I think it's worse.
You can make the case.
No, it's much better that way.
The
only really bad part, which I think I want to hear again, is that the second it starts at the beginning is the robot. He just jumps on it right from the beginning. Then it calms down, and you can basically hear Bob's call.
No, the pounding on the glass like The Graduate.
But you lose that. You lose that on the radio call. It's not that bad.
But listen, it's
God bless.
But isn't it sad?
Think
about how that sounded, and then what the result was. Think about Aaron Glenn's dance, and then what the result was. It was there, and then it was gone immediately, and it lasted what, guys? How long in real life time did you think they were going to hold on to the game? Because for me, I think it was probably 2.5 minutes.
Well,
and then the second the Bucs got the ball, I went, oh well. This is ending with a field goal. It's over.
No, but that's the problem.
Well, they can't tackle.
They can't tackle. They have 19 missed tackles in the game.
It's not for lack of effort, but just for lack of technique.
Every Jet fan is thinking the same thing. Every NFL fan's thinking there is that we're just going to need a turnover. It's going to be tough to get a stop in this day and age. All you have to do is get in the field goal range. No, it's tough. But here, I want to defend Aaron Glenn for a second. It's one of the most unbelievable plays you're going to see. You're about to go down 9. Game's over. It's a 2-possession game late. You block the kick, scooped up, score. So he gets excited. So what? All the same people. How come Saleh doesn't get excited like he did in San Francisco and Seattle? Well, he gets excited. It was an exciting play. Now, as far as him clapping after the game is over, guys, this is what the Jets are. They told you they were going to be this. It wasn't about this year. That's why they got rid of Rodgers. It was all about just setting things up, getting the head coach's feet wet, zero expectations. Yeah, moral victories do exist in Jetland. They do.
Ugh.
They played well enough to hang in that game. They played disgusting for 3 quarters. Let's not forget that. But I'm not surprised that Glenn is going to be that way. Now, as far as changing the culture and we're not the same old Jets, sorry, Aaron. You're the same old Jets until you start winning, okay? It's all you could say whatever you want. Culture doesn't change after losses. No matter how close they are, no matter how exciting they are, no matter how great the plays are, got to start winning. But as far as him getting excited off the block kick, him clapping at the end of the game, maybe it's a bad optic, but this, guys, The Jets weren't saying we can win 7-8 games. It was you, the fans, calling this show saying, I think we can make the playoffs. You did it to yourself.
Yep.
But don't blame the Jets. They gave you zero expectations going in. So I'm not shocked that Glenn is clapping after a loss because right now he's just trying to grasp on to anything positive.
You think about it, what is he trying to do but build something up?
Right.
That's been completely knocked down. That's what he's trying to do. So how do you build something up when you have two devastating losses like that? Especially, remember, week 1 was the moral victory as well. It was a loss, but it felt like a win, and now there's hope, and that's what happened. Everybody just started to jump the gun on what they think they could be. But they're not that team. For me, it's the only frustration, and I'm with you. I was in the car, heard the call, and when they kicked the extra point, they're up by 1. In my head, I'm like, they could steal this game, but I never was like, they're going to steal this game. It was they could, but you don't feel like they're that team yet.
Not yet.
And sure enough, Baker has to go 48 yards. They can't tackle him, and they get the field goal, the walk-off. It's just where they are right now. And that's why the one thing because I'm with you. I don't have a problem with Aaron Glenn. The only thing is stop saying it's not same old Jets. You got to understand, yes, it is. It absolutely is. Your job is to get to a point where it's no longer same old Jets, but you're there right now.
When you're no longer same old Jets, you're not going to have to tell us. We'll know.
There you go.
And we know that that's not the case just yet.
It's same old.
Side note, because we're all around the same age, Peter's a little younger.
I am.
I love those Buccaneer uniforms.
Creamsicle?
I think they're gorgeous. I do. Maybe it's just because of my childhood or whatever. And you could say, well, that brings up the time when they lost their first 24 games. They went to the 79 championship game.
No,
lost to the Rams 9-0. Doug
as,
Williams.
No, that jersey to me, Don, is the epitome of suck.
Well, you know
you
what?
You are the worst team. No, not in terms of ugly. I mean, when I see them, I think the worst team in the world.
But
I love the colors, and if I were a fan, I would enjoy having the gear. On the field, I don't like them.
Well,
it looks like
obviously they won a couple of Super Bowls with the new uniforms, which I think are disgusting.
I hate the new
uniforms
for sure.
Who wants pewter? It's mustard. It's a stain.
It's not a stain.
Their pants are stained.
No, it's metallic.
I don't like the new
I don't
ones.
care for it.
You don't like the red either,
nope.
huh?
No, the other uniform, gorgeous.
If
I marry a uniform,
if I see someone wearing a Mike Allstott jersey, I vomit.
You're in good hands with Allstott.
No, it's a
wow.
That's what's beyond a dad joke.
Granddad joke. Wait. That's a Chris Berman line. Where have you been?
Well, Chris Berman was. Is he above dad jokes? That's his entire career.
But he had one of his great lines that he would have.
Peter, you're not in the room.
Yeah.
It's not the joke. It's how he really expected there to be a laugh.
No, I wasn't. I was just. It was one of those.
No, you had the look on you. You were a little disappointed.
No,
you were a little disappointed in yourself.
100% throwaway.
I'm
more disappointed in both.
They called it the Oscar gamble.
More disappointed in both of you.
Well, I would have
recognizing the homage to Chris Berman.
I didn't remember that he did that with Allstott.
Oh yeah, that was his thing.
But I got to tell you, it's horrible. He should come back and apologize.
And never say it again. Oh.
He should come back and say I said a lot of things like Golden Arches, Archuleta. Well, I'll let it go.
Yeah.
But Allstott. That's
a good one. That was a good one. Very creative.
Let's go to Troy in Orlando. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Troy?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Good.
Hey, man. Love you guys, but you're dead wrong on playing dark.
Which part?
You got to play the kid.
Why?
Man. It's like you said, man. This is New York market. It's just a little bit different here. How many quarterbacks have we actually seen that we're seeing that are getting destroyed that are actually good? That are
we don't know.
in the league.
Could you say that Sam Darnold started too early?
You could.
Right?
You could,
he obviously maybe he just needed a change of scenery. I don't know. Zach Wilson isn't good, but how do we know he wasn't damaged because he started too early? Everybody said this kid ain't ready. He starts, and now maybe he was damaged till he'll never be good again. You might be right. Just make sure he's ready, Troy. That's all I'm saying. If he's ready now, play him. But don't play him if he's not ready.
I get that, Don, but what Hahn is saying is the organization believes in him. They feel he's the kid. If you got that impression from him, you got to see that earlier than later.
Why?
If he's a good
I'm curious why. Patrick Mahomes sat for the first 15 games of his career. Didn't hurt him.
My feeling is that if I can, my feeling is Yeah, the indications that a lot of people are getting is that they are very excited about his potential, but they also understand that this is not somebody that you want to just throw out there. This was not a top 5 pick that is stepping into the league ready. Like, even if you remember Baker Mayfield's story, he wasn't immediately QB1. He went in when there was an injury. Like, that's the Eli Manning went in after they decided halfway through the season we got to make the change. You don't have to always do this, and you only put the player in when you feel like he makes us better. But if we make him worse, you're going to damage him. If you believe he's part of the future, you don't want to rush the process just because you need it or the fans want it. You play him when he's ready. Otherwise, you damage him, and then you're starting all over again. You know what I mean? That's what I think they're caught in that moment right now where he might not be there yet, and they might be worried about rushing the process. But the problem is their current quarterback isn't buying them much more time, so they might be forced to play.
And there you go. And you know what's happening while you're doing this contemplating? You're losing your whole team, right? So now
that is a real thing.
Right?
It is a real thing.
You don't know who you have, right? Now, let's say this. Okay, maybe he isn't quite ready, right? But you don't know. Right now, we're speculating based on the fact that he hasn't really been out there doing it. Let's say he goes out there and is not looking strong. What's the harm in saying, okay, he's not ready? We're still going to work with the kid. We still think he's going to be the guy.
But Troy,
he's not ready right now.
Troy, you can still lose a room that way.
Yep.
You know, because at least Russell Wilson's the veteran, right? I don't think he's any good anymore, but he just threw for 450 yards the week before against Dallas, right? So, and it seems like he hasn't lost the room yet. You remember what happened with the Giants? 5-4, they pulled the plug on Kurt Warner, gave it to Eli Manning. Eli Manning was terrible. Veterans in that room are like, dude, I'm not here to babysit a kid. I want to play football. I want to play meaningful games. So you could lose the room by playing Russell Wilson. You could lose the room by playing a kid that's not ready. You know, so
you could.
So you've got to gauge that.
But I think the difference there, though, right, is if you're doing that and they feel like they have the veteran that can win them games. It's not that way. You're losing them now because they know that Russ is not the guy.
Well, I don't know if we're losing anything. All right, we haven't heard any comments. Maybe they are. They're 0-3. I'm sure they're very disappointed. No, let's not forget, too, you got Jameis Winston, who, he threw 30 interceptions, but also that same year he threw 30 interceptions, threw 30 touchdowns. You know, so maybe they'd want to see him start. We said don't listen to the fans. I can't listen to players either. You know, if a player is going to give up and complain, well, then maybe I got to wonder, hey, are you long for this organization? Like they had to see the writing on the wall when the season started. You've got the toughest schedule in football. They drafted a kid in the first round. They went out and signed a 36-year-old quarterback. I mean, should any of these players be surprised at some point the kid was going to play? And I would say to those veterans, I'd say, listen, you're 0-3. What do you want us to do? Like, I can't let the room dictate. At least with the Giant example I gave, they were 5-4. So there were probably players like, dude, we're going into week 10. We're above 500. What are we doing?
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're 0-4, 0-5, what kick do the players have coming at that point? Just do your job.
It's, to me, I know this doesn't sound right because a lot of times the team comes first. In this situation, once you're 0-3, in this situation, what's good, like the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, the room is going to have to understand that. To get the franchise where it needs to be. And you can say this to Malik Neighbors.
That's tough.
Like, you know this kid, you love this kid, but if we throw him to the Wolves now, we don't know what's going to happen. We can't, like, you cannot do this too early. You can. Yeah. It's just it's the wrong move. I can't say it in an entertaining way. I can only say it as plain as possible. You cannot put this kid in if you don't think behind the scenes he's up for it already yet. But you feel like he's close. That's different. But he's an apprentice right now. He's not ready to lead the way. But there's guys in that room that see potential in him. So it's not like it would be it would not be an unpopular decision if they did it.
Right.
But it doesn't mean it's the right decision for right now. And you don't do it to save your ass. No way. But I worry that the owner wants this because of what the building sounded like last night.
Then you can't do anything about it.
That sounded bad last night.
Peter, the only way he starts is when he's ready. Not because the fans want it, not because the players want it.
Or there's an injury.
Which, by the way, I think is stupid.
God forbid.
Which, by the way, guys, so tell me.
I know.
Say, Rosenberg, you don't know football, you're a nut. In this specific situation with a team that's probably not going anywhere, you guys don't think, because of what we're saying, it doesn't make sense to use one of those spots on having 3 quarterbacks?
All right.
If he's not ready, then so they're down 21-3, and they're just getting attacked by a defense. Then they're just going to have to throw him in? So we're going to plan it out strategically. But if the game goes bad and Wilson stumbles and gets hurt, well, now that plan's out the window and Jackson Dart's playing? It doesn't make sense.
You know what I think would happen, honestly? If Wilson got hurt, you would see some sort of, based on how they've used him,
Wildcat.
I think you'd see like Wildcat. Like, I don't know
RPOs.
if they would.
And they wouldn't drop him back.
Yeah, they
might,
but not a lot.
A lot of scatterboo.
But here's what Daboll said. Would you feel comfortable starting Dart?
Well, we put him in the game for the last 2 weeks, so we wouldn't put anybody in the game we don't feel confident with.
But you didn't have him throw, right?
Like Tommy DeVito? They didn't have him throw either.
Listen, and you know what? He might not be ready and go out there and play well. Right? I mean,
the more Andrew Thomas gets back into shape and gets back into condition, condition.
But once you start, like, isn't it possible that Wilson gets hurt, Dart comes in, finishes the game, and then next week Winston's the starting quarterback and he's back to being the backup again? Like, it's all part of the process of preparation, consistently going out there and playing. It's not just about one game, one drive, one moment. It's like, are you ready for all that comes with being a starting quarterback for the New York Giants? You saw what happened with Tommy DeVito. If you play well, expectations are going to go through the roof. Yep. SportsCenter is going to be doing specials on you. Mm-hmm. Bruce Beck is going to be coming to interview you. Before, like, it's all. That's all part of the process too, man. You don't do things in a vacuum with the New York Giants or the New York Yankees. There's like certain teams in certain positions. You play center field at Yankee Stadium, it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. You play quarterback for the Giants, it's a big deal. Are you ready for all of this? And if they don't think he is, Peter, so maybe he would come in and finish a game, but are you ready to say he's now our starting quarterback?
One more thing, though, that I'd ask you. We can discuss it more later, and maybe you think it's silly. But in this version of the NFL, how late do you go in a season where your rookie quarterback still isn't, quote, ready, and they're ever going to be ready? I know you brought up Mahomes, but these days, Don, it's so rare. Like, at what point is he ready? It seems like the quarterbacks who become good these days are pretty much ready to play.
Well, you're seeing Michael Penix. You're seeing Bo Nix. Right? These are not guys that were taken at the very top of the draft.
That's important.
They won the job through the season, right? They had a veteran in place.
Yep.
They unseated the veteran, and they have picked it up from that point. Now, again, Penix didn't have a great game this past weekend.
He's been a little up and down.
But they've established that it's not Kirk Cousins, it's him. Like, they've established that. So that's kind of what you have to get to here, and we're getting really close to it now with the Giants. Very close to the fact that a guy of Russell Wilson's resume, that you're realizing that this ain't it. And at some point, you're going to have to just say, ready or not, we got to put him in, and we've got to do whatever we can around him to make sure that he's successful. And then build week after week for the rest of the season, which is, again, it's collective. But Malik Neighbors has to be better. Andrew Thomas has to be better. They all have to be better around him.
But to your point, Penix was the 8th overall pick. Mahomes was the 10th overall pick. We're talking about a kid that's the 25th overall pick in the draft. He's drafted in the bottom of the first round. So that's your answer,
Lamar
Peter,
Jackson was the 30th pick.
So when guys sit, when you're a little bit careful with them, those are the guys that are usually drafted in the second round, third round, late in the first round.
No, but Don, Lamar Jackson was the 30th pick. They changed the entire offense in the middle of the season when they decided to go to him. Moved on from it was Flacco, right?
Yeah.
And they changed the entire offense.
Yeah,
because they saw his skill set and said, "What we're doing."
Well, sometimes that happens,
and It clicked.
And guess what? Went 6-1 the rest of the way.
Because what did Seattle do? It was who was I forget his first name, Flynn, that was in
Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn.
Yeah, he signed
he was
him
going to be
to
the
the deal.
starting quarterback, and then Wilson, who was taken in the third round, stole the job from him.
Yeah.
All right?
Just outplayed him.
So when that happens, that's a different story. But I'm just saying, a guy that they don't think is ready, if he's drafted third overall, Peter, it's like, all right, well, what are you doing, man? You drafted him third overall. Let's get him ready. When you're drafted 25th overall, that tells you this is a bit of a project.
Baker was number one. They didn't start him right away.
Right. Well, listen, and guys were started third overall and started right away. And there's no formula. You just try to be as cool and as calculated as you can. The NFL binge is next. Don Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
All right, guys, the FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns, who will win, it's all there. With FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game, all right? FanDuel is giving all customers a 50% profit boost token on tonight's game. All right, tonight, this is a hell of a game. You got the Lions against the Purple Birds and Derrick Henry. That's right, the Ravens. Maybe you want to go Henry, anytime touchdown, Lamar Jackson over yards. It's all there for you. Just go make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/Peter. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and over in physically present New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
At Garden City Mazda, discover more about what moves you.
Our fall kickoff savings start now. Don't miss out.
Our inventory of new and Mazda-certified pre-owned vehicles is unmatched in New York.
Embrace every unexpected turn with the new 2025 Mazda lineup. Refined performance. Spacious interiors to fit your life. Elevate your driving experience.
Garden City Mazda. Exhilaration at every turn, exceptional in every way.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Gridlock alert day today and the rest of the week with the UN General Assembly in town. Plan for rolling closures and frozen zones on the east side of Midtown. Definitely want to avoid 1st and 2nd Avenues. President Trump expected to arrive later on tonight. Bell eastbound, a crash over by Erskine Street in Brooklyn. You're bumper to bumper there from Flatbush Avenue. Heaviest ride to the outbound George Cross Bronx westbound, crawling from the Bruckner on through. Broken down tractor trailer on the upper deck closer to the Jersey side. Inbound George about 10 to 15 for the upper deck. You stay packed on the eastbound Cross Bronx with a crash by the Sheridan. Outbound Lincoln already about 20 minutes. Outbound Holland close to a half hour. This report is sponsored by ParkWiz. New Yorkers know the hacks. Here's one for parking. Reserve ahead and pay up to 50% less than drive-up rates. With ParkWiz, you can book your parking in advance, skip the hassle of searching, and save every time. Download the ParkWiz app today. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
New Beyond Raw Lit V2 pre-workout. GNC's #1 pre-workout. Now with harder hitting energy, an intense mind-body connection, and enhanced endurance support. This isn't just pre-workout, it's precision engineering for your body. Turbocharge your workout with new Beyond Raw Lit V2. Available now at GNC and GNC.com.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is the NFL Binge.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. Why not? Let's just get right to it, shall we? The NFL Binge. Man, a lot happened yesterday.
You think?
Yeah,
We got, Peter, 7 games with a game-winning score in the final 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. 5 blocked field goal attempts. 4 of them in the fourth quarter. An insane day.
Yeah, and some of them had some real personal, profound effects on some of us here. But let's get into all of it because, as Alan just said, it was nothing but pure madness. Now, Sunday's games, as Alan just said, were insane. 7 games where the final score came in the final 3 minutes. Now, according to the Elias Sports Bureau, that's the most such games in a single day since the merger. We love saying since the merger, and that's a big one. Sunday also saw 5 blocked field goals, tied for the most in a week since 1673, when a guy named Larry Blue Shoes Johnson, no, I'm just kidding, since 1990. All right, among those 4 came in the fourth quarter, the most blocked field goals in the fourth on a single day in the last 45 years. So, this one may be the most insane. I got to tell you guys, I haven't heard from Ballard yet. I should check in. After being held scoreless through 3 quarters, the Browns managed to tie their game with the Packers 10-10. The Pack had a chance at a go-ahead field goal late, but Cleveland's special teams came through.
Whelan kneels at the 33. This is a 43-yard field goal try to give Green Bay the lead. It is blocked! Ball's down to the ground, and Greg Newsome falls on it on the 47 of the Browns! Denzel Ward off the edge, just like I told you.
Now, that one easily could have been a scoop and score. It wasn't. And then a few moments later, from distance, this happened.
2 seconds left. Snap is back. Kick is up. And the kick is right down the middle. And it's good. Wait, there's a flag. It's good. Andre Schmidt nailed it. Green Bay's throwing helmet. Time Green Bay. The Browns have beaten the Green Bay Packers.
That was my 3-point play.
Oh, I loved it.
What a disaster.
Oh, we're awful. We're awful at what we do.
Disaster.
If you wanted to set fire to the picks right now just to do people a favor, I'm good.
But and you know what the crazy thing is? I went 1 for 3 this weekend, guys. And based on yesterday, which we're going to get to in a second, I think I found it. Because I still consider that I got one of the games right. What happened is simply impossible. I had to have had the game right the whole day long. Now, listen, Alan, I felt I did not feel great about your Green Bay pick basically in the fourth quarter. The game was so nothing going on.
Nothing.
That once Cleveland cut it to 10-3, I actually felt pretty good about Cleveland covering because just no one did a thing. And didn't we say it a couple weeks ago, guys? And I'm not trying to take anything away from Green Bay because obviously Cleveland's defense is incredible, and so is Green Bay's. But, like, before we put a team in the Super Bowl, let's see if they can beat Cleveland on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it was 10-0.
I think I say this with all my
covering, we're shutting them out. Like, everything's going well.
Football's whack.
Whack?
It's too much. All right, here we go.
That shouldn't have happened? It happened, baby.
Now, even after coming back from a 26-7 deficit in the second half, it looked like the Eagles were going to fall to the Rams on a game-winning field goal. All right, when the Eagles score late and go up 1, with the line being 3.5, I just feel fantastic either way. Then, of course, the Rams get the ball back, move down the field, get into position, and this happens.
The ball is spotted. The kick is away. It's blocked! It's blocked! It's picked up by the Eagles. Running with it is Davis. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! Game over! Jordan Davis!
Are you kidding me?
Blocked him again!
Are you kidding me?
Blocked him again. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Do you believe in miracles?
The Rams are standing silent. They can't believe what just happened to them. Successive field goal blocks. Winning for the Eagles. What a great game.
I don't love the Al Michaels reference, but okay.
Now, let me just say this. Don, I do it again. I liked the Rams, and I was right. Don, I wasn't wrong for a second until the final play, which was a scoop and score. Never was it in question. It was a Rams cover all day long, even when they blew the lead.
So
it was a Rams cover.
So let's take the points. Because we were right in spirit.
We deserve it, don't we?
I think so. And can I just throw this out, too? I despise everything Philadelphia Eagles. The uniforms, their coach, their players, everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Merrill Reese is a gem. Love him. Great announcer. He's been there
forever. I got to tell you,
guy.
He is fantastic, but in that moment, I wanted to sock him right in the neck.
He's just doing his job, man.
I know, but he gets so happy, and it just makes me sick. All right, don't look now, guys. But the Chargers are kind of running wild. Charger Mania is running
this
wild.
Is like Eric Coryell all over again, man.
2-game lead on everyone in the AFC West after a great comeback win in Denver.
Snap good, hold good, kick is good. Cam Dicker, the kicker, secures victory as the Chargers start the season 3-0. Knocking off each of their AFC West division foes in the process.
So
3-0.
So the Chargers kicker, essence, is Dirk Diggler from Boogie Nights, right?
What's his last name? Proper, Anthony?
That would be Cameron Dicker, the kicker.
Cameron Dicker, the kicker. He wanted a name that can cut glass.
Well, I got news for you, by the way. With that name, there are only 2 jobs on the table. Kicker is one of them. Yes. I think he made a bad choice.
Well,
the other job wouldn't have paid as well, but it would have been a hell of a time.
That's a name you draft in fantasy.
It's so true. And by the way, both could have included being in a men's locker room at some point, but, forget it. Anyways, the Chargers are the 3rd team since the division realignment in 2002 to start a season 3-0 with all wins against the division. How about that?
3-0, by the way.
3-0. That's done. Last time to do it, it was the Chicago Bears in 2006. Oh, what a boring team that was.
Oh, my God.
Meant to the Super Bowl, though.
I know. Maybe that could be because we got a list on Wednesday.
The most boring good teams ever?
No, just like the worst Super Bowl appearance team.
The Kyle Orton and Grossman team was truly the definition of Super Bowl repug.
It's that or the Stan Humphries Chargers that lost to
remember that to
Steve Young.
No.
Yeah.
They beat
Steve
Pittsburgh
Young,
in the
49ers,
playoffs and then lost the 49ers. All right. The Niners were on their way to dropping their game to Arizona after a safety gave the Cardinals a 15-13 lead. But Mac Jones led a late drive into field goal range, and Eddie Pinheiro did the rest. Here's the call from our good friend, Chris Carlin.
Thomas Morstead is the holder. Here's Eddie Pinheiro from 35. Snap. The spot is down. The kick is up. And it is good. And San Francisco has gone to 3-0 for the 3rd time under Kyle Shanahan with Eddie Pinheiro knocking it through from 35 yards away.
They're going to kill our boy, Chris.
He's so good.
No, he's great, but they know he has a show the next day at 10 o'clock in the morning. San Francisco this week, Vegas next week. At least Indianapolis, that wasn't bad.
Living the dream, man. Living the dream.
And he was in studio today, I think. I mean, come on, man. No, it's living the dream.
It's good work.
He wasn't. All right, well. You could have kept the facade.
We have a stream. There is no facade.
He sounded great, though.
No, he's.
When I think of Chris Carlin, actually, there's that call and only one other call.
Come on,
That's
man.
not right.
Come on.
It's not right.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
And don't point at Jacob because Jacob was doing.
Was he ready? Though.
He was doing Satan's bidding.
Boy, was he ready though. All I had to do, I didn't plan that joke.
Right.
That was on the fly, and he was
honestly,
ready.
No. Jacob, in fairness, what was it? Pandemonium Piscataway could have worked too, but
no.
I bet we don't have that saved as a drop.
Yeah, that one's not saved.
Almost
but that one
choking
is not
to
saved.
death. doing what he loves. By the way, did the Niners really win this? Because, I mean, more injuries, more issues. Like, they never can stay healthy as a franchise.
No, they can't at all. And, Bosa now, you lose your starting quarterback. But they're 3-0.
I know.
In a division that's very winnable.
Mac Jones.
And this one wasn't written down, but how about my commies, guys? Huh?
It wasn't written down for a reason.
Yeah. Well, it's a great win, though. Those ugly ones feel good.
Is it a great win?
You didn't finish the game. Why would I put it down?
You know what I mean?
turned it
No,
off. West turned it off for me.
Comes east, plays it one. It's a setup.
Out of context, you can make you really look bad, Peter, as a fraud. It's like you turned the game off to watch preseason hockey if they didn't know it was for me.
Great point. No, Anthony, I'm not suggesting you should have had it. I'm just saying it felt good to watch your team in a spot with a backup quarterback play a dumpy game. That's the kind of game that, guys, for years I'm used to you just lose.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter that the setup is you still lose. And instead, when you're a functional franchise, you bring in a backup quarterback and you spank up a bad team.
So you're
very satisfying.
I was just going to say that's
it usually is.
Like you walked away from that game with.
It usually is. You're right, Don. Sorry, Alan, you were saying?
No, never mind.
Oh, great.
All right.
I wanted to hear your point, though.
It's not as good as this.
Okay, boys.
I'm telling you, everybody right now wants to hear your point.
Yeah, look, he's
no.
Do the math.
Peter's making it clear that he enjoys a good spanking.
No, listen, I enjoyed the hell out of that game. By the way, incredible special teams game. We didn't do very much. But anyways, that is your NFL binge. Thank you to producer Anthony. What a great job.
The binge.
The binge. Oh, I like
binge.
that, Alan.
A bunch of calls to get to it, 1-800-919-3776. And there is baseball, both the good, the bad, and the ugly of it coming up as well. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg take you up until 7 o'clock. Then it's Dan Graca here on ESPN New York. There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-90 Turbo Select for $249 for 24 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S1225248. MSRP $40,000. Zero security deposit. Ends 9/30/25.
It's summer, and you should be out there trying to enjoy yourself. But neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain is holding you back. It's time to handle it. I'm telling you, you need to call Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain. Dr. Shaw is a double-board certified, Ivy League trained. This man is the real deal. No surgery, no scars, no downtime, just results. You can book a same-day or next-day appointment. He's got 3 convenient locations in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, so there's no excuses. You want to get back to your active lifestyle? Dr. Shaw got you covered. Joint pain, migraine, sciatica, nerve pain, gone. No cuts, no medication, no long recovery, just precise image-guided procedures that can get you back to doing what you love. So, here's what you got to do. Get your phone, get online, SandwellPain.com. Book that appointment. You've waited long enough. Don't let pain steal your summer. Don't let pain steal your fun. Call Dr. Jay Shaw today. Go to SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
Record numbers of residents are getting quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. If you recently had a major life event such as marriage, pregnancy, or insurance loss, you may be eligible to enroll now. All health plans include preventive care, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. 9 in 10 enrolling get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. Find out if you qualify at getcovered.nj.gov. That's getcovered.nj.gov.
This fall, golf's greatest rivalry comes alive like never before. The Ryder Cup isn't just at Bethpage Black, it's everywhere. From a high-octane fan zone at Rockefeller Center to official watch parties across Manhattan to curated fan kits bringing the action home. You can rally with Team USA or Team Europe wherever you are. Feel the passion, celebrate the tradition, and live every putt, drive, and cheer. Ryder Cup Live. Be part of golf history on and off the course.
Oh, what are you doing? Don't do New York City dirty.
New York City's my heart, my soul. I would never do this place dirty because everything I want is in this city.
Why would you want to dirty somewhere that you live?
This is your home. You don't throw papers out the window, flick cigarette butts.
It's disrespectful. Dispose of it the correct way.
I would never put trash on the ground. That's why we got trash cans. Don't do New York City dirty. Trash your trash.
A message from the Sanitation Foundation.
One by one, we keep this city clean, man. Let's get it.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Quiet down. Here she comes.
Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
This Ryder Cup, if you can't make it to Bethpage, then this is the place to be. Join the Michael K. Show, broadcasting live from 1 to 3 p.m. at Ryder Cup Live from Rockefeller Center, Midtown Manhattan's ultimate golf fan fest. Experience massive video boards, interactive golf challenges, themed cocktails, official Ryder Cup gear, and the electric energy of golf's greatest rivalry. From Thursday through Sunday, it's all happening in the heart of New York City. The Michael K. Show, live from Ryder Cup Live. Michelob Ultra, the official beer sponsor of the Ryder Cup.
Golf's greatest rivalry tees off at the Bethpage Black. And the guys are bringing you all the action, energy, and passion straight from the course. Don't miss DiPietro and Rosenberg this Friday morning, only on ESPN New York, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. No matter what you're playing for, make it superior with Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, a superior taste worth playing for. Official beer sponsor of the Ryder Cup. So that's going. And that was getting talked about a lot during the broadcast yesterday because it's an NBC thing. I feel like I'm missing. Listen. I'm not complaining. Believe me. But if everybody talks about this, I'm like, I don't care. Am I missing it? Am I a bad guy?
Because Ryder Cup is, again, it's the team. It's the whole team thing. So that's what's supposed to be cool about it. But
Ryder Cup's fun, man.
The fact that it's here,
it's a very entertaining.
Yeah, it's
as entertaining as golf gets, really. Honestly, like let me say this, Don. Considering your argument about the Masters being stupid, is that the point that everyone gets excited about is like celebrating grass? I'll at least say this in defense of the Ryder Cup. What gets people hyped about it is that it's actually intense and has celebration and action. Like, that is the thing about it.
Well, the team aspect is huge.
Right, that's what I mean.
Extra
like
pressure.
And as a result of that team thing, the normal decorum, Don, that you like to make fun of is kind of gone.
Out the window.
And you have fun.
Especially, as they've noted, the New York/Long Island crowd that you're going to have at this event where they're going to be rowdy. It's going to act up. So it could have...
You might not all the way hate it.
No, you might not hate it.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to watch a second of it. So, they could actually be mentioning my name, promoting the Devil games, and invite Marco to play a hole. They'd have to inform me after the fact.
Yeah.
So
18th hole in your backyard, then you might go.
You're talking to the air. I'm not going to watch a second of it, but it seems like people are excited about it. And the thing that I found interesting,
thank you, Doug.
Again, I don't know for a fact. I'm just based on what was talked about during the broadcast. It's the first time it's in the tri-state area since it was in Ridgewood, New Jersey, back in 1935.
You remember
That's
that?
90 years ago.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Well, again, that's what's going to make the atmosphere interesting because it's that New York crowd that tends to be a little more rowdy, a little louder. And so we'll see how it goes. But traffic in my area is going to be a mess.
That's for sure.
Oh, I don't
Not
doubt
fun.
that.
Not fun.
So you're close to Bethpage?
Relatively, yeah. It's in the way of some things, so I won't be going to. Change the route. Stay north.
I know Michael's going to be doing the show out there, and like I said,
Michael's at Times Square.
Right, but that's right. He's at Times Square,
right.
but around the
the
Ryder
boys
Cup.
in the morning. Oh, Rockefeller? Oh, it was Times Square. Oh, whatever.
There's a reading there somewhere for it.
Somewhere Midtown. But the boys in the morning are going to be there on Friday, right? Is it Friday?
Yes.
Friday, right? DNR?
Yes.
Yes, Friday for DNR.
Yeah. So
you got that going on for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which is nice. Let's go to Dom in Rochester. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Dom?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Oh, easily.
Hey, I just, I'm calling to talk about the Giants. Thanks for having me. Is this some kind of sick joke? Like what we have to watch every week? Because I grew up watching, I was born in 97, so I grew up watching real football. You know what I mean? And those teams didn't even have, on defense we had some superstars, but that team, those teams, you could argue those Super Bowl teams weren't even loads of talent, right? Across the board, they didn't spend a boatloads of money. You know what I mean? The point I'm trying to make is what we watch every time this team plays. When you bring up Dart being ready or not, I don't even know if it's a matter if Dart's ready or not. This team isn't ready for anything. These coaches aren't
not ready for him.
anything.
You're right.
Well,
they're not ready for him. They're not ready for him.
You've been a Giants fan your whole life, clearly. So
yeah. I grew up watching the tapes of the Broncos Super Bowl that my family had recorded.
Okay, yes, yeah. So you even went into the past.
I know
before
myself. I could recite those 90 and 86 teams, and I wasn't even born.
Right. Okay. So with that in mind, this current team, what is their standard? What's their identity? What would you say?
They haven't had one in years. We thought in 2022 that they were developing one, but 2022 was the worst thing that honestly could have happened for us fans and that head coach because it was such false hope.
So, all right, with that in mind, all right, so the teams that you enjoyed the most from 2005 to 2011, 12, what was their identity?
Obviously, it was defense, but I'm going to be realistic. The Giants, those defenses, they had great pass rushers, but they gave up some yards, right? They gave up yards. They were in the second Super Bowl. They were hurt most of that season, got healthy, and then they were nasty. They were. I'm just being realistic. Right. I'm not going to say that they had shutout defenses.
Understood.
They didn't.
Understood. Right.
You know what I mean?
But they were known. But that's what they were known for.
They had an identity, and they also had a defensive coordinator that had a clue. Shane Bowen literally admitted it in that Hard Knocks movie 2 years ago. We're going to be built on putting your hand in the ground and go win the thing. We haven't seen Abdul Carter have his hand in the ground ever. All he does is stand up and run at the center. Yeah, I get it. They're banged up at the inside linebacker position, but this team doesn't have a clue.
Don,
that guy doesn't have a clue.
So Dom, hang on. I'm going to ask Don now because Don also was very close to watching the Giants most of his life, if not his entire life. Would you say that those teams that I discussed, their identity was line of scrimmage?
Yeah.
Both sides of the ball. Line of scrimmage.
Great offensive line.
They rarely lost at the line of scrimmage.
Ever lost. The great defensive line, great offensive line.
Physical at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, right? You always knew what you were dealing with when you played the Giants. Physicality at the line of scrimmage. Did they outskill you? Not all the time. They tried to. Again, the Plaxico year you said, that was probably their best team in that run. But that was the identity of the Giants. You knew when you were playing the Giants, that's what you were going to deal with. This current iteration, on the defensive side of the ball, I think there's a lot of physicality at the line of scrimmage. It's a lot of it. But on the other side, no. So they don't have that. That to me was Tom Coughlin. That to me was Bill Parcells. That to me was Bill Belichick. That to me was what the Giants were about. Even Jim Fossil, it was physicality at the line of scrimmage.
I'm glad you brought up Jim Fossil.
They don't have that.
Because Jim Fossil did coach this team to the playoffs a few times, did go to a Super Bowl. Now, he's not Tom Coughlin. He's not Bill Parcells. I get it. But what did you just say? A Parcells team, a Coughlin team, a Fossil team. When you got a coach that I can identify the strengths and the weaknesses.
That's what I'm trying to say.
This is what we're going to be as a team. I see a collection of talent, but I don't say, are they good at defense? I mean, they can rush the passer, but they're not really a great defense. All right, they've got some offensive weapons, but are they a great offensive team? No, they're not a great offensive team. They don't really do anything special on special teams.
So who are they?
They aren't anything because these coaches aren't anybody. What did McAdoo do after he got let go? What did Shermer do after he got let go? What did Judge do after he got let go? What's Daboll going to do after he gets let go? They'll go back to being their assistants or they'll go back to college. They're not going to become a head coach. I never honored the tease from earlier. In this day and age, with the pressure it is to win, I'm wondering, is it really fool's gold to find a young guy, or do you need to win by bringing in somebody that's done it before? Rangers' last championship, who do they bring in? Mike Keenan, who went to a Stanley Cup final in Philadelphia, went to a Stanley Cup final in Chicago. All right? When was the last time the Giants won? Tom Coughlin went to 2 championship games in Jacksonville. All right? Think of all of them. Well, last time the Yankees won, Joe Girardi, he had been a coach and won manager of the year in Florida with the Marlins, right? I'm wondering, do you have to bring in some? Is this the place to go to a first-time head coach?
No.
It just eats you alive. You got to have, now obviously Bill Parcells, but that's going back 40 years ago, right? There are exceptions to the rule. Al Arbor, nobody knew who he was. He was a defensive of the Blues and becomes the greatest coach of all time. But now, with the way that the sports scene is established here in New York, how did the Devils win? You know, Pat Burns, he had won 3 other places as coach of the year. Larry Robinson had pelts from the Montreal Canadiens. Jacques Lemaire, same thing. Like, you bring in these guys with experience, guys that have won before. That's the formula. You bring in young guys, you don't know. It's hit or miss with these guys, and there's no experience.
Last time the Islanders were relevant, it was because Barry Trotz, right?
Oh, yeah. What did he do?
Yeah.
You know, with Nashville, able to turn them around.
Yeah.
Is New York just a place where you can ill afford to bring in somebody inexperienced in the hope that they're going to figure it out in the brightest lights, the biggest city, sports-wise in the world,
I don't
with
understand
80,000 people who want you dead every time you don't get a first down?
Especially because of football. I don't understand. Well, and the Jets is a great example. Who was the last coach that they hired that had a head coach resume? Like, and I mean, when I say resume.
Yeah, not Gase, not Ball, because they were interim.
Yeah, they weren't real coaches.
Right?
Not an idea.
Herm?
An actual resume.
Herm. Herm coached in Kansas City. Yeah, Herm was a defensive coordinator, right?
Like everything they do is quite. Even Rex is the success he had early on. Rex still was a coordinator.
I think the last time they hired a coach that had extensive head coaching experience, I'm not talking interim like Bowles and Gase. I guess you go back to Parcells, right?
Yeah, and Belichick.
And the last time the Giants hired a coach, now like Shermer had a few years in Cleveland, but it wasn't successful.
Come on. Like, I'm talking about somebody that comes in resume.
Yeah.
Like, again, I know Pete Carroll is 1,000,000 years old, but Pete Carroll is a guy that you know what you're getting. When you know the identity, you know what you're getting, you know you're going to be, right? Like, and some franchises just need that. And the Giants have lost that kind of a foundation, and the Jets never have a foundation because they don't have anybody that comes in with that identity. So that's why I ask what Dom was saying about the teams that I grew up watching is all you have to say to yourself is, who are the Giants? What are they? Because when you talk about teams in the NFL, the good ones, you always say, we know what we're dealing with. When we play them, we know what's coming. And you don't say that about the Giants, and I don't think you've been able to say that about the Giants for years.
1-800-919-3776. We got baseball to get to. ENN at 6. Take you up until 7 o'clock. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
You know so much about who you are. But do you know what makes your body your body? With over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help you know the truth. Because you know you're made of grit, wit, and a good heart. But just how healthy is that heart? You know you're made up of all the places you've called home. You know you're made of your mom's sarcasm. And now you can find out if you have her thyroid too. You know you're made of college all-nighters and 30s early-nighters, but those still don't explain your sleep issues. You know that you're made up of good meals with even better conversation. But are you actually absorbing those nutrients? A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Can't catch a break today. It's a Whitestone Bridge heading into Queens. It's a broken down truck right before the span on the Bronx side. Traffic is jammed there on the southbound Hutch from Westchester Avenue. UN General Assembly in town. Gridlock alert day. Definitely want to avoid the east side of Midtown. Closures on 1st and 2nd Avenues. All of your approaches to the outbound George are terrible. Still dealing with this broken down tractor trailer on the upper deck. 2 lanes now blocked closer to the Jersey side. Cross Bronx westbound crawling from the Bruckner on through. West Side Highway northbound, you're hitting the brakes there from the Intrepid. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 20 to 30. Outbound Holland, close to an hour. This report is sponsored by ParkWiz. New Yorkers know the hacks. Here's one for parking. ParkWiz, reserve ahead and pay up to 50% less than drive-up rates. With ParkWiz, you can book your parking in advance, skip the hassle of searching, and save every time. Download the ParkWiz app today. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
At Garden City Mazda, discover more about what moves you.
Our fall kickoff savings start now. Don't miss out.
Our inventory of new and Mazda-certified pre-owned vehicles is unmatched in New York.
Embrace every unexpected turn with the new 2025 Mazda lineup. Refined performance. Spacious interiors to fit your life. Elevate your driving experience.
Garden City Mazda. Exhilaration at every turn, exceptional in every way.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys.
It's Tully time.
It's Tully time. There is nada going on locally. Mets and Yankees are off. We've got no exhibition, nothing. But we do have a big game. Lions and the Ravens is not nothing.
Bad. That's a good game.
And that's on Monday Night Football at 8:15. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. You know, we'll get back to the football calls, man, but what's happening with the Mets here is beyond disturbing. Beyond disturbing. And I told you a week ago, and unfortunately it was misunderstood with the headline. I'm watching every Met game, but there's teams not winning a championship. Stop with the runs. Oh, you just got to stop. They just lost 2 out of 3 in the Nationals. Right now, if the season ended today, they're out of the playoffs. A team that had a 5.5 game lead in the division. A team that was 21 games above 500.
Best record in the sport.
Best record in baseball is now 4 games above 500 and technically out of the playoffs. They no longer control their own destiny. Technically, they can win out, and if the Reds win out, they're in. Oh, no, by the way, if the Reds were to stumble, which I'm sure they will, they've got 3 games coming up with the Pirates, and then they've got, I believe, go to Milwaukee.
Yep.
And Milwaukee's already going to have the division clinched. We'll see if they're going to, what they want, the 1 seed or whatever. And then the Mets have the Marlins. You know what happens with them, and they got the Cubs first. It's unbelievable because now you got the Diamondbacks. They're only a game back, so maybe the Diamondbacks pick up the slack. Giants are only 3 back. If the Mets don't start winning, they're going to take on a Cub team at Wrigley over the next 3 that have lost 4 in a row. Now, they're kind of locked in to being that first wild card. Technically, they haven't clinched the first wild card yet, but they got a 3-game lead on San Diego. But you know what's going to happen, guys? I don't know if you've been hearing about this. The weather apparently this week is not going to be good in Chicago.
Oh, no.
So get set for what we had last year on a Monday where the Mets are going to have to play a doubleheader in Chicago to get in. Now,
that was fun, though, Doug.
That was fun, but that's not what you want. From look like you're going to win the division and maybe be, the 1 seed in the National League to now barely holding on to the 3 seed. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And I'm not for scorched earth. But if this team misses the playoffs, and it clearly is on the table, you cannot come back with the same team. Can't do it. Now, I don't know if that means firing Mendoza. You're going to have to make some big-time changes. I'm sorry. You just can't. Because now you're going to be talking about a team that started out awful last year, then they got hot, rode the wave, continued it into the next season, but now this is kind of what they are. They're a good team, not a great team, and the only reason we're talking about the playoffs is because baseball now honors the average, where you've got teams at 500 fighting for a playoff spot. And it's on the table, obviously, with 6 games left. If the Mets were to really bottom out here and finish under 500, they're only 4 over.
Mm-hmm.
You mean just do what they're doing? Keep doing it.
Just keep doing what they're doing. And they were to finish under 500. They'd be the first team since 1905 to be as many as 21 games above 500 and finish the year under 500. And even if they don't do that, the fact that we were talking about the best team in baseball, and being where they are right now, so stop the fallacy of it's in there and it's going to come out. Even if it does, and they happen to win a round, this team's not winning a championship. You can't. You don't have any pitching, and even your kids. There's going to be a limit, man. You're starting to see now. There's a book on these kids, and I think they're going to be wonderful. Don't get me wrong. But this is why you don't rely on kids to bail out your season, because now they're going to work on them, and you saw that they're starting to hit McLean. We already saw it with Tong. These guys are going to start to show some warts because that's part of growing up in baseball. Baseball's not that easy. You don't go out there and win every game you have. So somebody's going to have to step up. So they tried the combination again of Minaya and Holmes. They reversed it, and it kind of worked yesterday. Only allowed 3 runs, but now the bats have gone cold. And over the last month, guys, they've lost 4 out of 6 to the Nationals. The Nationals are 30 games under 500. What are we doing? So I don't know. We'll find out what happens this week, and maybe there is some sort of a fluky run in them. It's not going to be a run to a championship, not what we thought it was going to be. So how do you run this back? You can't. So I don't know if it means Mendoza's gone. I don't know if it means that you're going to have to seriously consider the structure of this team. I mean, Lindor's not going anywhere. But do you say, hey, listen, if we can't make it work with Pete, maybe we'll let him go. Maybe we need another catcher. Maybe Alvarez isn't going to work out here. Maybe will somebody take Nimmo's contract? You're going to have to make those types of difficult decisions. If they utterly collapse like this, you can make the case this would be worse than 2007 when they blew a 7-game lead with 17 left to play.
You could make the case.
Don, think about what a far cry that is, though, to go from the kind of season they were having, and we all went, wow, well, Pete, we know what's going to happen with Pete now because look what's happened with this team. He's obviously going to be here. Everything is now called into question.
Here's where now the money that your owner has can save you. This is the only way to do that kind of a high-level rebuild without, you're not gutting the franchise and starting over. You are resetting, is to have to go out and spend. What's it going to take to get Bellinger? Right? Like, what's it going to like you look at the catching situation. There's several names that are going to be available. Some of them might be hard to get unless you just write a check that they can't refuse. But that's the only way you do it, is if you identify the areas of weakness and decide. Because you're right, Lindor, you can't move him. Soto obviously not going anywhere. Is there anybody else after that you're saying is untouchable?
No.
That you're like, can't move on without him.
Now it is a business, and they are coming off the highest attendance they've ever had at Citi Field.
Because there was an anticipation for this season.
Exactly.
Though.
But you also have to give some of them back to the fans, and if the fans want Pete back, and you think, you want to bring him back just to be able to keep the fans happy. After all, it is a business.
You did that once. You did that last year.
But
you don't do that again.
See it, but I could also see a world where I don't know how you get better without Pete. So that's
you
a
don't think
conversation.
Bellinger would be a better choice?
I don't. You listen. What I would say if I were Cohen, I would let Stearns say, if you think he is, then go do it. Make this team better. And the other thing that maybe has to be evaluated, even though I fundamentally understand where he's coming from, with the way he's handled not spending big money on pitchers, does he have to make an exception if somebody shakes loose someplace, say, I need to bring a stud in here? I can't start a season where we're supposed to go for a championship and have 3, in effect, rookies in my rotation.
Well, then Senga.
And have Senga, who's going to be coming off maybe not even being on a postseason roster if they even make the postseason, having a Minaya who completely wet the bed down the stretch of the season, and a Clay Holmes that's a project. Maybe I got to bring in somebody to make that one exception. They all make the one exception, right? The great organizations always make that one exception where they're like, it's not how I do things, but this is a special case. And I remember, when Lou Lamoriello ran the Devils, he's like, I don't want to bring it. Nobody's more important than the crest on the front. But then when he sensed it, he went out and got Doug Gilmour, went out and got Dave Vanderchuk, went out and got Alexander McGillney, right? Sometimes you do it when you feel like you need to. And I understand his philosophy about pitching. But if he had to do it all over again, right, knowing that this would happen, would he have spent the money on Max Fried? But he said, listen, this is against every fiber of my being. But, boy, I think they're in a better position if Max Fried's making a start every 5 days, right? So does he have to maybe bend a little when you see that something needs to happen?
You heard him admit that a couple of weeks ago about trade deadline and decisions that were made.
But at least there wasn't any needle movers. Like, will Alcantara solve their problem?
Well, you don't know.
Maybe.
You don't know. You have no
Maybe.
idea. But you thought at the time when they did the bullpen thing that they did, you were like, what? They did a pretty good job because you looked at names. But what you didn't get is the result. And that's, of course, you can't grade trade deadlines until at least a month later, right? And now you can, and you're looking at it saying to yourself, they didn't do a good job at all. And now you got to go into an off season where there has to be heightened urgency, bless you. There has to be a change in direction if you feel like the lineup we have has issues that we didn't foresee. Mm-hmm. Or maybe that we've now seen for 2 years, and for half a year it's bad and half a year it's good. Last year it was the right half. This year is the wrong half, the start of the season. But I'm wondering, Don, all things considered, don't you think this would be worse than 07?
7 games with 17 left to play. That was bad. That was really bad.
Yeah, I know.
It's right.
But this is $350 million. This is went out and got the Yankee star and took him to your play. Like think about it. Coming off of an NLCS, a run, a ride, all the things that you package into the story of this year feels a little more devastating. An owner that is no longer an albatross, is no longer an issue.
And then you've got the Yankees who, let's spin the positive, could turn around and still find a way to win this division.
They have the second most wins in the American League. Yep. When did that happen?
Yeah.
Well,
slowly but surely, here we are again.
They got through the gauntlet 7-5, which was okay, not great, but still.
Right.
Now they're taking advantage of the schedule. White Sox coming up, close out with the Orioles. And now you got the Blue Jays taking on the Red Sox. So as much as it
these
sickens
next three,
you,
right? You would say the division's 2, but it's 3 really because it's a tiebreaker. So if anything's going to happen, these next 3 games will give you the opportunity to win the division.
Right, because you're not losing to the White Sox if you've got any.
You better not.
Hope of winning this division.
As a Yankees fan, are you actually like keeping a scoreboard watch and saying to yourself, "I want the Red Sox to win"? Of course you will.
Well, you'd be a moron.
But it's a
weird.
weird.
You want to win the division.
But isn't it a weird place to be? Like to be like almost rooting for the Red Sox right now. But it's to benefit you, so you're doing it.
But it is. Think of it this way: you hate the Red Sox, right?
Of course.
You're rooting for them, but you're kind of sticking it to them at the same time. Like we don't mind you.
Yeah.
You had your chance, and we took. We beat you at Fenway Park, took 2 out of 3. So you had your chance, you didn't take advantage of it, and now we're going to use you to benefit us. Like it really, you could look at it that way if you wanted to.
Yeah, I love it. The MVP case for Judge continues to build again. He's at 49 home runs. If you got to feel like he's going to get 50. There's still enough.
I know.
So if he gets to 50, that's 4th 50 home run season. This is the list. Babe Ruth, Sosa, and McGuire. That's it. 450 home runs. Like, think about what he's accomplished. Now, I know that's a career. That's not like it doesn't come into the case for MVP, but it's what he's doing this season. Now, what Seattle just did to Houston and what Kyle Raleigh did in that series, he makes that case. But this might be one of the hardest MVPs to decide in a long time.
Listen, Yankee fans are going to jump me. I think Judge is the MVP, but you can't get mad if Raleigh gets it.
Of course you can't.
You can't. You will, but
you can't.
He's got 58 home runs, and as Alan just said, they just swept the Houston. So now it's not
in Houston.
Oh, this is a little engine that found its way into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to win this division, and they might win the division going away.
Yep.
And he might hit 60. He's got 58 home runs.
That's crazy.
If he hits 60 home runs as a catcher,
that's significant.
Now I don't think he'll break or tie Judge with 62.
Right.
Because it's 4 home runs in 6
he
games.
needs 63, right?
63
you don't think
to
he'll tie?
break.
You don't think he'll tie? Okay.
I would say, but if he tied it,
well, listen. At the very least,
how do you not give the MVP to a catcher that tied the American League home run record?
But my point isn't that Judge should win it. My point is, is Judge keeping the heat on because of everything that he's done. Yeah. He hasn't gone through a lull. Now, another number I saw that again, all because it's part of conversation. So you really can make a case. There could be 5 50 home run hitters this season. There could be 5 guys. We've had 4 twice. The years that we've had 4 is 98 and 2001.
I wonder why.
What era is that?
The steroid.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, so I named Babe Ruth, Sosa, McGuire as the 4, the 3 guys, other guys that have done 4 50 home run seasons. Sosa, McGuire, we've now kind of give them a side eye, right?
Yeah.
Ruth, different era, different everything. Like Judge might be the greatest clean hitter in the history of the sport, right?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Babe was fueled on hot dogs and women.
It's not wrong. And Schaefer.
There is no accusations around him whatsoever. Him and Ken Griffey Jr. are looked upon as the 2 clean home run hitters, and Judge is doing something special. Remember, MVP to me is not a conversation about who's better. Judge is a better player than Cal Raleigh. But in this year, considering that Seattle is going to win the American League West, that he might hit 60 home runs. He's it's the most home runs a catcher's ever hit. It's the most home runs a switch hitter ever hit, more than Mickey Mantle.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize, even though he's played more games than Judge because Judge got hurt, what being a catcher does to the bike. It's so hard. That's why I don't care. Nobody cares about batting average anymore anyway. But the fact that he's able to do it as a catcher, think of all the great catchers in the history of this sport. Never did this. All the switch hitters in the history of this sport have never done this. Yeah, that's why Peter, listen, don't get mad, but can you really get mad?
No.
That's what I'm saying. You could be disappointed, but with that level of historic, you have to understand there's a chance it's happening.
You got to almost acknowledge it in some way. Judge is being Judge. No, this is a compliment to Judge. This is a Judge season.
Yeah.
Right?
But he shouldn't be punished for that either.
No, he shouldn't be punished, but you also just don't. So let's just give Judges, until further notice, Judge is always going to be the best player in the American
LeBron
League
James.
for the next few years. So
or
just
Jokic.
Give him the MVP.
Like
Unless he
Jokic.
gets hurt or something, just give him the MVP.
Yeah.
But the MVP to me is valuable. And when you look at a Seattle team that nobody really considered a threat to win a division, we were having this conversation. We thought they were going to be the wild card, win the division, do something a catcher's never done before. It's almost just honoring, like, listen, we know you're not as good as Judge, but we got to acknowledge this season. How is this season going to look? And people are going to, he didn't win the MVP. It's crazy. But again, I don't think you should get mad. Yankee fans will. But this isn't Altuve stealing it from Judge.
No.
Even, never mind the cheating. Altuve was not Judge. Judge should have won that MVP in 2017. This one, I don't think you should get mad if it you can't just, and you can throw the war. This is always, he's leading in most statistical categories. He's hitting 50, 60 points higher than him.
He's going to win the batting title.
But
like, think about, but all that really matters now, if you're Judge, like, I understand Yankees fans, because that's your guy and you want always, my guy's the best in the sport, he should get MVP. So that's fine. But in reality, the only thing left for Judge is not another MVP. This is his standard, like you said. This is his standard. Getting to 50 home runs, this is his standard. What you want is October.
That's all that really matters anyway.
It's like, obviously every Yankee fan would I'm not telling you how the team's going to do. But if I told you Judge had a great October, regardless of the team's success, wouldn't that matter more?
Mm-hmm. Of course it would.
Because he's got to get over that. And again, I don't care that whatever the team's success is, he can't control all of that because you can't control relief pitching, whatever else that goes on. But if he has a solid October, and it's got to be 2 rounds, obviously. So it's got to, if it's wild card, division round, whatever it is, it can't just be like 3 games. If he has a solid October, that has way more value than a third MVP. Way more value.
But, and every fan would agree with that. The same ones that would complain.
I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's already done.
No, yeah, right?
He's in the Hall of Fame.
No, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
1-800-919-3776. More your calls. ENN's coming up at 6. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg take you up till 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
The Ryder Cup is more than golf. It's a global celebration. And this year, Ryder Cup Live makes you part of it all. Cheer with fans at Rockefeller Center. Join watch parties at New York's favorite bars. Or host your own unforgettable gathering with Ryder Cup Live fan kits. Whether you're in the city, on Long Island, or at home with friends, you can rally behind your team and share in the energy of golf's biggest stage. The Ryder Cup. It's not just a match, it's a movement.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus? You pulling my leg? No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points. Pulling a fast one? No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more. Is this a stunt? No. You even get points for playing new games. You're pulling my chain, aren't you? No. Pulling my finger? What? No. Man, put that thing away. Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. We all turn to some funny places for support, but not everyone is a therapist. Not everyone is the one. Find your right match with BetterHelp. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and their 10-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recs. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/timeout. That's betterhelp.com/timeout.
Record numbers of residents are getting quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. If you recently had a major life event such as marriage, pregnancy, or insurance loss, you may be eligible to enroll now. All health plans include preventive care, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. 9 in 10 enrolling get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. Find out if you qualify at getcovered.nj.gov. That's getcovered.nj.gov.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Just picked up that broken down tractor trailer on the upper deck of the outbound George, closer to the Jersey side. Was out there for almost an hour. Damage is done. All of your approaches are terrible. Deegan southbound, packed from the Moshlu on down. Cross Bronx westbound, just crawling from the Bruckner on through. Inbound George will run you about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. You pick up some heavy delays on the Cross Bronx eastbound. It's a crash in the right lane by the Deegan. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 30 to 40. Outbound Hahn will run you 45 plus. You UN General Assembly in town. It's a gridlock alert day. Definitely want to stay away from the east side of Midtown. President Trump arriving later on tonight. Lots of closures and frozen zones. This report is sponsored by ParkWiz. New Yorkers know the hacks, and here's one for parking. Reserve ahead and pay up to 50% less than drive-up rates. With ParkWiz, you can book your parking in advance, skip the hassle of searching, and save every time. Download the ParkWiz app today. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for the new football experience on Monday night with the ESPN New York Couchcast when the Jets take on the Dolphins for their Week 4 divisional matchup. Settle in on the couch and join the Altcast with all of your favorite ESPN New York personalities for instant reactions, unfiltered commentary, and behind-the-mic banter. Stream live on our YouTube page from kickoff to the final whistle. Grab your snacks and watch the game with the pros. It's the ESPN New York Couchcast presented by Calandra's Bakery, Jacob's Pickles, and driven by the All-American Ford Auto Group, the #1 Ford Auto Group with huge locations throughout New Jersey. That's coming up Monday, September 29th, so a week from today, starting at 7 p.m. on ESPN New York's YouTube channel that you've already subscribed to. And if you haven't, smash it. Smash it dead.
Smash it.
Poke a hole in the screen.
Are you, that's a long night for us. 7 o'clock, right? Kickoff, because that's a doubleheader?
Is that true? I think you're right.
Am I right?
It's a 7 o'clock kick.
7-something kickoff.
Oh, that's good news then. I thought it was going to be
it's right. Well, the minute we get off the air, boom.
Bang.
Like we're going right out to the couch. And I'm just so we're obligated to stay till zero's on the clock, fourth quarter, right?
That's right.
When the heartbreak happens, as we know, as a Jets fan.
Obligated to stay till zeros that's a big.
Well, it's a couch.
It's a couch cast.
What people on YouTube are like? Oh, one by one, they're all leaving. Like all will be left is me, Ty Butler, and DiPietro. The only ones that care about.
By the way,
game.
what you just said sounds good.
This actually sounds good to me too.
Oh, so enjoy yourself.
Just throwing it out there.
Let's talk. Let's see how the game goes.
But it's a long night. Like you drive. Right?
Yes, I do.
There's no way I'm not going to do the train thing that day, but I don't want to drive. I might have to work out some kind of car deal here.
Oh, sure.
I'm
good
sure
luck with all that.
Don't you think?
Sure, I'm sure they'll give you a car. If you have the $875 to do it, they'll be glad to get you. They'll make the call.
How bad is an Uber, you think, from here to Long Island?
So, where you are?
Yeah.
What do you think, Peter? Like $1.75?
Yeah. Depending on time and traffic, somewhere between honestly, somewhere between 175 and 250.
Well, I can't check now because at 5:30 in New York City, it's going to be 3 times the price. So.
No, but we got to be there till the end because they expect it.
Yeah, and that's when the heartbreak always happens for
Johnny
the Jet
Carson
game.
didn't go. Listen, we got Charo in the last segment, so I'm gonna duck out.
You think Ed
McMahon was like, I'm all set. You got this, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
Comparing the great Johnny Carson to a bunch of yo-yos watching the worst team that's ever played football.
Hey, listen.
Two of the worst teams on earth.
I got to tell you.
Yeah.
It's bigger.
It's bigger.
I'm going to tell you why.
Might be.
Because you're lying?
Well, because Johnny had competition, right? ABC had Nightline. CBS has always taken the late night stuff, right?
Well, they did recently.
Back
now
in
they're
the
taking
old days.
another knee.
They weren't. Now they are again.
But before obviously before Letterman, because Letterman started on NBC. Like what did CBS have during Carson? I don't know. Whatever. But he had competition. Well, who else is doing an all cast on YouTube. Nobody. What other radio shows doing
on the
this?
YouTube?
Nobody. Now, the Mannings will do it, I'm sure, on ESPN, but that's
a big
their
one.
thing.
Yeah.
But no, but that's not, it's a radio show. All of us together. Imagine back in Johnny Carson's time, all of the talent on NBC decided to get together and watch a game. They'd be like, whoa, that would be bigger. Everybody, all the talent. The only two that won't be here are Bart and Dan because they've got to
work.
They've got their obligations because the Jets are playing.
Right.
Everybody's going to be here, man. You're going to turn on YouTube and you're going to see the whole kit and caboodle here. Carlin, Michael Kay.
Oh, and look, and there's no Manning cast next week, I'm
The
told.
kit and the caboodle.
You got DiPietro and Rothenberg.
By the way, that was a strategic no Manning cast. You think Peyton looked and was like, nope, not that week.
Can't do it.
That's what I'm hearing. Do you have evidence that that's not the case? No,
I'm just saying.
I'm saying they're like, listen, I don't want to go up against. I don't want to go up against ESPN New York's old cast.
Who's to say we can't get Eli to come sit on the couch with us, hang out?
I'll say it. He's not going to do it.
Did you see last night where they
could have let that one hang for a minute, Pete?
Did you see last night? I guess during the half they had where you throw the football into, and you got to try to beat Eli Manning,
and then
the guy was struggling, so Eli was like throwing the ball into that other guy's.
Well, did you hear what Collinsworth said? How he described it?
Yeah, I heard it. I was trying to avoid doing the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, that was very.
That
troubling.
should be our next Collinsworth drop.
I don't know if anybody
was it Collinsworth or Michaels.
I thought it was Collinsworth.
When?
When he said that Eli
was throwing the ball into the other guy's hole.
There it is. That's the one.
Why would Michaels wasn't on the broadcast?
Oh yeah, it's a great point. He moved.
It wasn't
left.
Amazon, man. It was Amazon Prime.
We need that drop. You're right. Though.
I don't.
We got to find that.
Anybody has made more of a turnaround in my life than Chris Collinsworth. I had no use for the guy when he first started doing. I was not a fan. I thought he was corny.
Here's a guy.
In the Olympics, like him hanging out with the families, and I was like, no, he's corny. He's really good. I completely did a 180 on him.
It's amazing with
fabulous.
just studying and preparing.
No, he was. I never criticized his preparedness. I just thought he was corny.
Well, no, but
for some reason, I don't think he's corny. I think he's cool now.
Okay.
I don't know if that's on me or did he change?
I don't know if I'd go as far as cool. I just think he's really good.
You got older. But he's just dialed in and prepared like that. I think all that stuff matters. When you're prepared, when you know it well and then obviously can explain it simply, easily, quickly, I think all that stuff does make you just instantly makes you better.
No, he's great.
We've said Herbstreit's great.
No, he's good.
And he's mostly known for college football.
Man. He's a college guy. But football's football, right? And he does the work, and he's really good.
Did you catch McAfee doing the pencil dive at the U?
I can tell you right now, Don's good.
You didn't see it?
Oh. Well, I can just tell you he's good.
When would I have seen it?
He's just on the mic, screaming. He gets the crowd going, which is so much fun. Climbs the ladder all the way. Goes right out to the pool. The diving pool's right next to the set. All the way up the ladder to the top. Can barely keep his breath. I don't know how he did this. Strips down to a Speedo.
Yeah.
Straight pencil dive. Straight in.
Really?
First of all, took a lot of guts. Second of all, there's a party that's wondering, like, does he survive this? Like, it was really compelling.
Don, you've heard the description.
Yes.
Am I right in my assessment that you're good?
Oh, yeah.
No, come on. That actually was pretty.
And by the way, I don't know why
Alan,
why, and I don't know why you're saying such good things about it. The guy's got no use for you. We've seen this on the show.
Well, again, this is not for anything for me.
You're just doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Pointing out what's great.
I made the mistake of giving him the all set when they asked me to come on.
Yeah, well,
now I'm probably banished forever.
You might be. My guess would be banned forever.
Well, I was the only one technically on the show because they played my rant.
Yeah.
I've been on the show. I've been a guest on the show.
Oh, you have?
Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know how you
big guest.
Why you lower yourself to be on this show.
To be with you guys?
Yeah.
But I still know
what
Don.
With us.
You know what,
I still
honestly,
know Don well enough to know that seeing Pat go down to his skivvies and dive, he's all set. I know it.
Does that make me a bad guy? I mean,
not at all.
That was pretty.
I'm rewatching it right now because I missed it the day of.
Oh, okay. It was entertaining.
I mean, the run over is very impressive, and the climb up the ladder is impressive.
Yes.
Let's go and go some phone calls.
Let's do it.
All right. Kevin and Queens, you're on ESPN New York. Hi, Kev. Hi, Kevin. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry, I didn't hear that. Thanks for taking the call.
What do you got?
Don, last segment, you guys are the best, man. Listen, Don, last segment, right, you said you were hitting on really good points on the baseball, right? Yes, long season, you can't win every game, right? Consistency, all this other stuff. Here's the issue with the Mets. as a franchise, not even this season. I mean, listen, I love Uncle Steve. I love everything he's done. But as a franchise, this team has never had consistency where it mattered the most. They've like, I could count on one hand the amount of times they made the playoffs 2 years in a row. The Mets have never made the playoffs 3 years in a row. You got all these young guys. How are you going to develop them? Like, yes, you can have development mid-season, but to me, there's like, you have to make the playoffs. You have to make the playoffs every year, man, to like have really true development. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to win it every year, clearly, but as a Mets fan, I'm a Mets and a Jets fan. Like, it's the worst of the worst.
God help
I
you.
never expect my teams to make I never expect my teams to make the playoffs.
Kevin,
Right?
you're
So-
preaching to the choir, man, because you're sitting on the highest payroll in baseball in a sport that's, almost half the teams make it, right? 6 of the 15 teams in the league make the playoffs, and only twice in the history of the organization did they go to the playoffs back-to-back years. And you got to go back to, 15, 16, and then when they did it in 99 and 2000. All right?
Yeah.
So there's no consistency. And there's never been a more apt nickname than when the Mets are called amazing, because that's what it is. 69, they're a great team. They won 100 games, but, of course, it's the Miracle Mets. In 73, it's you got to believe. It's 1986. They were a dominant team, won 108 games, but look how they beat the Astros. Look how they beat the Red Sox. And then you followed up by not going to the playoffs again in 88 and blowing it against the Dodgers, and then completely shut down for how long before you'd go to the playoffs? It was, again, 99 to go to the playoffs. And then 99 and 2000, but, miracle run to the World Series. And then what? Nothing until 06. And that was shot down, blowing the 7-game lead with 17 to play in 07. Yada, 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 over and over and over again.
The 15 run.
It's 15.
That team felt like it had
15
magic.
and 16.
Daniel Murphy, all that stuff.
And then you're dead until you go to the playoffs in 22, win 101 games, and then what happens? The next year you miss the playoffs, and then you go back to the playoffs again, and you might blow another huge lead. It's where is Michael brought this up during the show, all right? And you can call him Yankee Boy if you want, Peter.
Yankee Boy.
But of all the teams in New York, as much as Yankee fans complain, they're the only ones to get it right. They are what they are every single year. They might not have won, they might not have won since 2009, but every year they're in it. Every year, for the most part, they get to the playoffs. They're always above 500. Everybody else, Knicks got a flare going right now. Wasn't that long ago? They were the worst team in basketball. Rangers up and down, up and down, up and down. Giants and Jets have stunk forever. Hockey teams, Devils, Islanders, up and down, up and down, up and down. That's all. Nets had their little flare up a couple of years in a row in early 2000s, and then with the big three, gone. There's no consistency. But the Mets, their entire history is that.
Well, wouldn't you argue that amazing is fitting in both levels? Because when they make a run, it's amazing. There's always some magic, and when they don't, like, when are they boring? When is it like nondescript, boring, bad year? There's always something epic that happens to them where it's like bottom drops out, just what an epic fail, right? Like, isn't it always something like that?
Yeah, it's
like this.
But he said
what's happening right now.
The inconsistency of why aren't you? You got talented players. You've got an owner that's going to spend money. This was supposed to be, hey, this is going to be sustainable. It's never sustainable.
Mm-mm. Well,
it's
your ace got hurt and then never really got right. Senga, right?
All right. Well,
never got right. That's your
Yankees
ace.
lost their ace
And
all
then
season long.
Well,
and
they
still
also
have a
had
chance to win
Max
the
Fried.
division.
Then they went out and spent on Max Fried. So Max Fried saved the day. Rodon 2 years ago, you get him as a 2. Now he's a 3 when he's really good enough. He's a 2-3. He's an all-star. The Mets didn't look at it that way. They had Senga, that's our ace, but he hasn't pitched like an ace in 2 years. Minaya gave you a reason last year at the end of the season to think that he finds something with the adjustment he made fundamentally to the way he pitches. They gave him a contract. That didn't hold. Once you lose that, that's your 1 and 2. Once you get down to now your third guy, and you're in trouble. And that's really what happened. If I'm looking at it from a distance, again, aerial view, I'm not a Mets fan. I don't have a rooting interest in it. If I'm looking at it from afar, this is a debacle because they had a lead. But when you look at what went wrong, it's pretty clear to tell. Starting pitching, people they were depending on, failed them. And when you lose your top 2 pitchers that are useless, you're in a problem.
No, but
and
you're
then
right.
on top of it, You try to rebuild a bullpen that you taxed in the first half of the season, and when you rebuilt it poorly, and that blew a lot of games.
Yeah, but
that
also
to me
the
is what
offense
happened
has
this
been
season.
inconsistent too.
Yeah, but pitching
Lindor's been streaky.
Pitching's been the major issue.
But you're taking on the Nationals and you give up 3 runs and you lose 3-2.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Who's the leader on the team? Who's the one
Lindor's the guy.
Does he rally the troops kind of guy? Does he do that?
Yeah, when he's hot.
Yeah.
That's the thing about baseball. You're not running through a wall in baseball.
Yeah, it's a tough rally the troops. Let's all get together and run through a wall. Let's get. It's just not that game.
It's not that game, but
it happens though in moments.
But this is where, as much as it's sour grapes for Iglesias, you're missing that. The little something that galvanizes
you know what you're
the team.
saying is that all the money, all of the time spent building a team, it's a guy they got off the scrap heap in the middle of the season last year that saves your season. It's Benny Agbayani out of nowhere.
But that's
gets hot
again.
That's why it's not sustainable.
That's what last year was. So that's why when you look at it as a whole, you're like, yeah, there was some magic there, but it was the same. Like to me, the Daniel Murphy thing in 2015, that was a little magic. But if you looked at the group and said this is a really good team, you're fooling yourself.
No, but it should be,
right?
Because you have good players that just are too damn inconsistent.
No, then you're not good players.
Well,
right?
I know, but when you consider the money they're making and when you consider what the numbers are going to be overall, but baseball's about consistency. And if you're going to hit, look, Pete Alonso's had a chance to hit 40 home runs, but when they all come in certain spans of time, and then when you really need them, they don't happen. It's a bad spot to be in for sure. Let's go to Joe in Florida. He's got something pretty interesting. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Joe?
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Okay, so I've been on hold for 3 hours.
No
and I was trying to think about my life decisions and choices, and I've gone back and forth. So check it out. You guys, I used to watch you guys on Yes, obviously with Michael, and I think the other guy was with Bart for a while. You guys move around a lot. I loved it.
It's the other guy.
Excuse me, Mr. Hahn.
No, that's fine.
And
the other guy.
And I started watching because of Don's rants, and I don't feel as if there's enough rants. So if you guys allow me to, I'm going to go on a mini one here and hopefully you guys will work with me. Now, I was a little bit disappointed with Sports Talk as a whole based on the fact that Russell Wilson threw the ball into the stands when they got the 1st and goal from the 3, and no one's really talking about that. Somebody needs to check his bank account today because something's going on funny where you just drop back, no one's next to you, throw the ball in the stands basically 4 straight times. So that was questionable at best. The other part of it is this. This gentleman here, Don, Vintage Rants, just got an opportunity working with the NHL. The other dude, Rosenberg, is a WrestleMania guy now. He's a champion of the world doing WrestleMania on ESPN. My point to this is they were given opportunities on top of more opportunities on top of more opportunities, and they are ready and they are prepared and they jump all over it. So my point to you is this. Jackson Dart is 22 years old. He's played football his entire life since he was in diapers. Obviously, there's levels to this. There's no way on God's green earth that he's not ready to play now if he's going to be ready, whether it's 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, this, that, and the other. I hate to break it to you. This is the National Football League. You're going to have to play the Eagles. You're going to have to play the Commanders. You're going to have to play whoever. And in 5 years, the Cowboys might have a real defense. You're going to have to play them too. So stop putting diapers on the kid. And again, there's no way on God's green earth that Wilson should take a snap for that team ever again after that display. Check his bank account. And if Dart is good and prepared for the moment, put him in the game and let him go. Because if he's going to suck, he's going to suck in a month, 2 months, next year, the following year. By the way, this coach probably ain't no good. They don't have no damn players. Get some players.
I 100% disagree with that. I think they have players, and the coaches don't know what to do with them. So I disagree with that. I'm not going to get into Russell Wilson. He's not throwing.
That
games.
was
He's
weird,
not
though.
No, it's weird because he doesn't want. He doesn't want to do it
the end zone
because he doesn't
want
to do it because he looks at this and goes, you know what? It's not working, and I'm not going to get myself killed for this not working.
That's exactly it. Watch
So
it back.
It's
There's
a
one
business
moment
decision.
he steps into it's closing around him, and he did.
No.
Nope, get rid of it.
He's not getting killed. He's 36 years old. He's not going to get killed for this team. He's not going to get killed for this coach.
Yeah, but see that. Well, that's the frustration, right? Dart's got to be ready. He's been playing football his whole life, but there's certain situations that you just don't want to put a young quarterback in and it's like I said, it's not him not being ready as much as the team around him not being ready. That's what you just don't want. And now he's running for his life.
It's also optics too, because if he's not ready and you throw him out there, you going to bench him, and what's that going to do to his confidence? You know, this is not a sport where you work through it, because you work through it, you can get hurt. You can get others hurt. That, knowing the playbook, being able to audible the line of scrimmage, do all the things that it takes to be a quarterback in the National Football League. And if you're not ready, it's not just loss of down, it's not just loss of yardage. It can be loss of players. You got to be careful. It's not just him, everybody else around him. And maybe he's just not ready for that. 1-800-919-3776 down on Rosenberg until 7 today.
There you go.
6 o'clock, we got ENN on Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Friends, it's summer, and you should be out there enjoying it. But if you're living with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, that can feel impossible. You don't have to keep living that way. There's help. Dr. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he's dedicated to helping you feel better. And here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication, just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that get real results so you can get back to the life you love. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, sciatica, and he builds a plan that is right for you. Same day and next day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is never far away. So don't wait, and don't let pain steal another day of your life. Go to SandwellPain.com to text, call, or book online. SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today. Most major insurances are accepted.
There's a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Get 1.9% financing on a new Mazda 2025 CX-50 or lease for $249 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN 354688. MSRP $32,945. Zero security deposit. APR $17.48 per $1,000 financed. Ends 9/30/25.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Welcome to Only Murders in the Building,
the official podcast.
Join me, Michael Cyril Creighton, as we go behind the scenes with some of the amazing actors, writers, and crew from season 5.
The audience should never stop suspecting anything.
How can you not be funny crawling around on a coffin?
No, that's true.
Catch Only Murders in the Building official podcast, premiering September 9th wherever you get your podcasts. And watch Only Murders in the Building, streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
At Garden City Mazda, discover more about what moves you.
Our fall kickoff savings start now. Don't miss out.
Our inventory of new and Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles is unmatched in New York.
Embrace every unexpected turn with the new 2025 Mazda lineup. Refined performance. Spacious interiors to fit your life. Elevate your driving experience.
Garden City Mazda. Exhilaration at every turn, exceptional in every way.
The ESPN New York Couchcast is coming, and things are heating up.
We genuinely really get along with each other.
I don't even think Peter watches sports. You could make the argument that Rick doesn't get enough credit for being a low-key fraud.
Carlin's going to be at this Couchcast, too, so we got to make sure we have a lot of cannolis.
The ESPN New York Couchcast is Monday night, September 29th. See it all unfold on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Brought to you by the All-American Ford Auto Group, Calandra's Bakery, and Jacob's Pickles.
Get some calls in before ENN. Don't forget, we're with you until 7 tonight, so we'll have some time after ENN to continue with the phone calls. How about Michael in New Jersey? You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Michael?
Hey, Don. Mike Snell. It's been a while.
Hey, buddy.
Hope all's well. Hey, I just wanted to make this point. If you took the Yankees out of the mix, I did a deep dive a few months ago. You could actually make the argument that the Islanders are the second best team in New York since 1969. I chose 1969 because every team had won a championship since then. And when you look at their run, I'm not making it a Go Islanders type thing, but 5 trips to the Stanley Cup, 4 wins. Not the Giants, not the Jets, not the Rangers, not the Knicks, not the Nets. It's so sad what's happened to New York sports. And you said it yourself, the Yankees get it right. They're there in the mix, they're there in the playoffs, whether or not they win or not. I'm not making it a pro-Yankee thing, but there's got to be something to why New York sports are so bad. I'll hang up and listen to what you guys have to say.
There's a lot of different theories.
That's a really interesting – he's right if you think about it, right? From the 68 NFL season or football season forward, everybody has a title.
And he's talking about the Islanders, but look at what that came at the expense of 19 straight series wins. Great.
It all happened in a small block.
Right. And then it just became an absolute embarrassment. And the Spano, and they're flying commercial, and nobody wants to play there. Like, it really bottomed out. Yeah. And they're trying to get it back, and I think they've got a chance to do that. But maybe just there's a couple of things. Nothing is done in a vacuum in New York.
I knew you were going to say in a vacuum.
Everybody pays attention to what you do. And you rarely are the underdog because it's New York, right? So, yeah, there were times the Yankees were an underdog in '96 against the Braves, but it's not like people look at look what they're doing in New York. Like if the Cincinnati Reds make a run, it's like, wow, look at that franchise. Isn't it nice? The Reds are doing something nice, or look at that. Hey, you see the Blue Jackets are on a run, or
it was the Royals in 2015,
right? But when it happens in New York, it's expected because we figure we've got all the money, we've got all the resources, we're the greatest city in the world. Everybody wants to play there, which isn't the case. But then there's certain pressures. There's very few places. Montreal would be one. Maybe Philadelphia to a certain extent, Boston if you're a Red Sox, where there's a certain level of expectation and pressure that comes with playing for that team and living up to the expectations. Well, you say L.A., but there's also like L.A.
Lakers.
Yeah, but
Dodgers.
I don't know.
The expectation of those two franchises. Yeah, but in that town.
Yeah, but they're really on your side. I don't think they're killing you in L.A. When Manny went out there, they were all wearing the long hair. They didn't care he was late. They showed up late themselves.
The Laker thing is
maybe just because they've won so much.
Crazy there.
But in New York, you know how it just like you're expected to win. You're expected to be the best. You're expected to have all the best things. And I don't know. Maybe there's something to it there where it just the level of expectation is always going to be higher in New York than other places.
Yeah, that's what makes it different, right? But that's also why. Look. Kind of answer the question that the previous caller asked about why. It starts at the top. No? Why were the Yankees, like, the demand of the Yankees to be great year after year, whether they were or not, came from where?
from George.
Yeah.
That's right. He set the tone.
Yeah.
And it was always and all the stories you ever hear over the years was players and how many times was George in the clubhouse. And the simplest things of, whether it's like, wearing the stirrups too low, like just whatever it is, right? Why do you wear that color batting gloves? You might want to change them. You're in a little bit of a slump. Like that's what he was. He cared so much about every stupid detail, but you just felt his presence and how much it meant to him and the demand he put on people. And he didn't care that he was sometimes the hated one, that sometimes he knew that at times he was Darth Vader walking into the room where everybody was scared. Who's he going to choke out? But that's what he knew he had to be because it set the standard where everybody was on alert all the time. Now, it wasn't always great, and we know that the legend has changed over the years, but there still is something to having that owner that says, I want the best, I demand the best, and I'm going to give you the best.
But you still need to know what you're doing because there were plenty of times George demanded it. He didn't know what he was doing, and the team stunk.
You're right.
John Mara wants to win.
You're right. But it starts there, doesn't it? I don't care if they hate me. And meaning fans, media, whatever it is, I don't care. I have a standard. I demand our greatness. And at times he screws up, yes. But at least you always knew that year after year, he was not going to accept bad years. I'm going to fire people. I'll rehire some people. I'll fire them again. He didn't care. Whatever it took. Whatever he felt like was the right move to make. That is something that I think has lacked in a lot of, again, the football teams. Tell me where that Woody Johnson has ever carried that kind of presence with the organization. He wants everybody to like him. He wants the players to like him. He wants everybody to think he's smart. Why does he care what we think? He's a multi-billionaire who owns an NFL team in New York.
Yep.
Right? But he cares too much about all that stuff. I think it starts there.
ENN coming up next. Don Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
All right. Let's talk for a second about BetterHelp. All right, this is an ad by BetterHelp, and we turn to some funny places for support sometimes, but not everyone's a therapist. Not everyone's the one. Find your right match with BetterHelp. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals, all right? Short questionnaire helps you identify your needs and preferences, and then their 10-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rates mean they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recommendations completely online, all right? And you can pause your subscription at any time. It's that easy. Plus, with over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp's the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. All right? And as the largest online therapy provider, guess what? BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout. And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. Get home safe and quick. Just a rough ride on the east side of town. UN General Assembly going on, and it's a gridlock alert day. President Trump arriving later on tonight in the 7 o'clock hour. Planned for lots of rolling closures and frozen zones. FDR just packed both up and down, heading over to the 59th Street Bridge in Midtown Tunnel. Not moving at all at the Triborough, trying to make your way into Queens. Big crash on top of Randall's Island, blocking 2 lanes. Stop there on the Bronx and Manhattan legs. All of your purchase, the outbound George, are awful. Not even the Henry Hudson going to help you out. We had that earlier broken down tractor trailer on the upper deck. Now a crash underneath the apartments. Cross Bronx westbound slam from the Bruckner on through. Inbound George, no complaints for both the upper and lower decks. You pick up some heavy delays on the Cross Bronx eastbound. Still have a crash in the right lane by the Deegan. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 30 to 40. Outbound Helena on you 45 plus. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be play of the game. FanDuel is giving all customers a 50% profit boost token on tonight's game. Now, for example, we got the Lions and the Ravens. Maybe you want to go Lamar Jackson yards, Zay Flowers anytime touchdown, maybe Jared Goff over yards, Derrick Henry anytime touchdown, St. Brown receiving yards. Whatever you want to do, make it happen at FanDuel, your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/Peter. Plan your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York, often required, bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost token. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
What if a quarterback completed 4 out of his 5 passes, or a point guard hit 4 out of 5 shots from behind the arc? Well, now, when you're hiring, you can play at that level, because 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter's technology hustles to find skilled people for your job, and you can invite your top picks to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on October 2nd, 1993, when the University of California faced a 30-0 halftime deficit to Oregon. Cal went on a remarkable 42-11 run in the second half to capture a 42-41 victory, one of the largest comebacks in college football history.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
This is the Michael K. Show.
Brian Daboll came to New York as an offensive guru, a genius. You know, he made Josh Allen. But now you wonder, did Josh Allen make him? I look at them and I go, this offense is so unimaginative. In the red zone, they do nothing that's going to fool anybody. Maybe I'll be on the wrong side of history on this. I'm a Brian Daboll fan. But he came here with the reputation as an offensive guru. Well, when does he start guruing?
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app. Put in the book. This is your radio home for New York Mets baseball. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS FM HD2, New York. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting,
the very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports.
Do what you want. It's ENN.
Peter Rosenberg.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Shana Tova, happy new Jewish New Year. Not newish Jew year. That's not what you want to say. Shana Tova to all my Jewish people out there. In fact, I have to leave after ENN to go have my holiday dinner tonight. But, yeah, sending Shana Tova to everyone out there. Hope the new year is sweet. I'd like to start off ENN by saying good evening to the caller.
I used to watch you guys on Yes, obviously with Michael, and I think the other guy was with Bart for a while.
Now, let's say good evening to Don.
I'm a balloon painted like a football.
Let's say good evening to myself.
I'm leaning towards pounding the Cowboys.
Wow.
Glad I didn't. In either case. All right, let's say good evening to Chris Collinsworth.
I was thinking he missed a few early on, and then he just threw it in the other guy's hole.
There it is.
It was worse than I even said it was.
Yeah.
All right, some quick injury stuff from the football. That's right. You have Tyrone Tracy of the Giants dislocated his shoulder. He's going to miss some time. Positive note, that means more Scattaboo for those who celebrate. You guys remember when I came in with my big update that my friend from Arizona said, you're going to love Camp Scattaboo?
Yeah.
Yesterday he texted me to check in before the game. No, yeah, Saturday morning. He wrote, so what's New York saying about Scattaboo? I said, so far not much. They seem to like him. And lo and behold, yesterday seemed to be his true coming out party in a losing effort. Now, for the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb has downplayed his ankle injury, saying he could play through it, but he's going to have an MRI today. And, of course, we had to hear from Jerry Jones after the Bears' embarrassment. Here's Jerry.
I will tell you, yes. And that's because you saw number 4 out there today. You saw what I think we're capable of doing in the running game and that type of deal. So, yes, I fully do. Now, we've got to, as we evolve toward the playoffs, we've got to get better defensively.
As we arrive towards the playoffs. Huh.
Yeah, well, just Todd Archer with an update on CeeDee Lamb. Could miss 3 to 4 weeks with a high left ankle sprain. That looked bad. It really did. Rolled on him like that. So the Cowboys in a tough spot, but Jerry sees an approach to the playoffs.
I don't.
No?
How many? What have they? I saw the stat today.
Defensively, they're not good.
But, you got to play a little defense, no? This is the stat that I saw. Let me punch it up here. In the past 8 days, the Cowboys have given up 750 yards passing and 7 touchdowns.
Wow.
To the Giants and the Bears, not exactly, the greatest show on turf.
Man, is he lucky that was just a high ankle sprain.
Yep.
It looks like it looked like it could have been significant.
A hip drop tackle, right? No. Dangerous.
All right, let's keep things moving because the Cowboys aren't the only show in town. In fact, some would say they're no show whatsoever. James Conner for the Cardinals out for the year after suffering a season-ending ankle injury. Najee Harris reportedly out the rest of the year for the Chargers with an Achilles injury. How about this? For the 49ers, Nick Bosa, torn ACL, out for the year.
Amazing.
Football is a son of a gun.
He gets hurt, as great as he is.
No, it's happened.
Both of them, really, the Bosa brothers.
All right, there's also some trouble in Tennessee. The frustration starting to build after another tough loss. This one 41-20 to division rival the Colts. They're now 0-3. Fans began to chant "Fire Callahan" as Coach Brian Callahan and his team went to the locker room down 20-6. It was impossible for Callahan not to hear the chants. It was like nonstop, but he said he was not fazed by it. Let's hear from Coach.
I don't really worry about that, to be honest. My focus is on trying to make sure our football team is in as good a place as possible, and the rest of that stuff is what it is. I don't think about those things, and you really can't. I mean, this is hard enough as it is to put those other things and think about that. It doesn't do anybody any good. So I just go to work and work as hard as I can. I put as much effort as I can into this, and that is what it is.
Coincidentally, your team can't be in as best place as it can be if the crowd is chanting to fire you. Right? If I'm only focused on putting my team in the best possible place it could be, well, you're not then if the crowd's chanting to fire you.
Well,
he is in a tough spot.
No, it's an awful spot. We had a caller talking about it.
Yep.
Not good.
Now, I'm in no position to say anything
Zero.
when it comes to the picks right now because things have not been good.
What is it, 1-12? 1-11?
No, 1-8. It's only 3 weeks, Don. 3 weeks.
It goes by fast.
But I did a double take on Friday when I think, if I'm correct, I think both of you picked the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
That
Love
was,
it. I do it
that
again.
was my two-pointer.
Wait, you do it again?
Yeah, it's their fault.
Wait, but they were blown out.
That's right.
By
Who
the
saw that?
freaking Panthers.
That was, Don, in retrospect, can you admit this, though? In retrospect, it feels like one of those Michael picks where you go, what are you picking that for? I mean, that's a dog-ugly game right there.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I thought
You had a feeling.
I thought Atlanta was turning the corner a bit.
Yeah.
Great running back, a quarterback that's coming to his own. Panthers are putrid.
You could argue Atlanta was very competitive the first 2 weeks of the season,
Very.
and then the Panthers have not been.
Well, they lost 30-0 to the Panthers. Here's Michael Penix Jr.
Bless you.
Definitely, some of it was definitely me. Some of it, the defense, they had good looks, and they just gave a good look, and I wasn't prepared for it, which I have to be. But at the end of the day, I got to make those plays. I got to find my guys that's open. But I don't know, it was tough, man. We just got to execute better all in whole. So
accountability.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't know if I'm impressed with Michael Penix Jr. I'm not overwhelmed.
He's a guy.
Now here's a guy.
Yeah.
By the way, and this is the hardest thing about the QB thing, like we've talked about. Like it just takes so long to truly know if you have a guy, or like really exceptional play.
How long does it take?
Okay.
What do you think? Because you found a guy, and it took 1 year.
Definitely, some of it was.
Well, I don't need to hear from him again. But
No.
Well, here's the thing: it's about the level of exceptional they get to. I think if your guy's great all year, and you can just sense a maturity about them, and then they go to the playoffs, win multiple games, win road games, I think right away you start to go, all right, it's a full year, but the way he's done it makes you feel good. If they're not quite at that level, but they look pretty damn good, Don, I feel like it could be almost like the better part of 2 years, like a full 2 years, before you feel like you know if you have them. You think you know? Are you sure you know Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr. God, people were not sure last year about Trevor Lawrence. Although he came up big yesterday, even though he had some ugly moments as well in that win over Houston. Now, speaking of Houston, guys, the Texans now 0-3 after losing to the Jaguars. You didn't know on ENN we'd cover all the AFC South games.
No.
We're here for you. Here's head coach D'Amico Ryans.
First off, it starts with me, right? I got to clean it up. If we continue to make penalties, like silly penalties, it starts with me. So I got to do a better job of coaching so we can understand how to play the right way and don't hurt ourselves.
I'm a D'Amico Ryans guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the accountability. They were right there. The commentator said it well about the end of that game. It was kind of like, which of these young teams is going to figure out how to not mess this up and get a game that you could easily lose?
Mm-hmm.
And it really was kind of who can mess up the least because they both made mistakes late in that game. But in the end, the Jaguars gave me my only point, of course, my 1 point so far in this horrifying picks. At what point do we quit?
Now.
Hold on. No, can we make a rule? If we get to a certain point as a group, we all come in as clowns and just end the whole thing?
Yeah.
Just call it. We just call it.
No, listen, that's it. It's all clowns. We all come in. It's done.
We're still giving value to the listener, right?
To pick against us.
Yeah. If we're going to be this bad, like, I want to know their pick so I can go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I did feel yesterday. I felt like I was back. I felt back, and then the Eagles game happened. It's just insane. All right, can you imagine what the sports book looked like, guys? Like, imagine, you know how many Philly fans there are in every big Vegas sports book? Like, if you were in the MGM Grand yesterday, and you were sitting there holding your ticket to go get your Chargers money, as 200 Eagle faithful sat there with their face in beer, pissed off because they put all the money on their team. Can you imagine what happened when the blocked field goal happened?
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side of that coin, did you see the reaction from Jalen Hurts?
No.
I don't know if that man has a pulse or personality whatsoever. Don, you would have thought when the block, look it up. You would have thought, considering it looked like they were going to lose their first game of the year and lose it to a team that they could be battling with for the NFC Championship,
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a big moment. And instead of that happening, you get a blocked field goal the other way, game over, and you would think he just found out that they were, all out of Fresca at Costco.
So when you said, did you see his reaction? There wasn't one.
No reaction whatsoever.
Right. Well, you know what? He's played in a couple of Super Bowls, just was a Super Bowl MVP. It's September.
It is what it is.
He's good.
He's good.
But I guess I know it doesn't look great, but maybe that's the ice water in his veins that makes him play so well in high leverage situations.
I think that is exactly what it is. I mean, like, I don't, from a personality standpoint.
What would you rather have? Would you rather have that in your quarterback or, Baker gets really
or
fired
like Aaron
up.
Glenn running down the field doing the dance?
I'm saying in your quarterback, though, if you think about it.
No, I know. I'm just applying the dance.
Yeah, but like there's some who just lose it. And then there's him, there's Hurts who just, he's chill. Like, all right, it's great. It's a regular season win.
You probably, listen, Eli's that.
Yeah. There's plenty of Eli where he doesn't even crack a smile.
Jaden's not a big, huge anything. He just has a very big, broad smile that you see.
Yep.
But he's not like a run and jump, tackle everyone kind of guy.
But the thing is, if you do something you're expected to do, and I guess because it was their second block kick, maybe they expected it. But if you go out there, like your defense comes.
Well, they were
up with a big
favored against
sack.
the Rams. They're at
right,
home.
yeah, right. But I'm just saying, if they get a big sack, stop, something like that, your running back scores a touchdown, you want to be chill. It's like, hey, this is what we do, man. But it's okay to let your hair down. How often do you see a block kick?
That's the thing that made it
so
stand
it
out.
is. I don't think anybody would look at him as like, oh, look at him. It's September. It's over. That's why I gave Aaron Glenn a bit of a pass too. How often do you see that? Right? How often do you see a moment like that? Usually happens to you. That's how the Jets lose games. That's how the Giants lose games. So to see that, I can't kill
That's
Aaron
the
Glenn
only,
for getting excited about it.
No, not at all.
No. The only thing I can kill him for is that if you can be that fun and do that cool a dance, like, you could have some personality at the podium. It just doesn't go.
Well, that's the perfect point. That's
It
an
doesn't
outstanding point because now which is performative?
You're faking it somewhere.
So you're acting somewhere. Like and I would think that was so spontaneous. He wasn't like, well, if we ever block a kick late in the fourth quarter,
I'm going to go full on 1974 Soul Train.
So all we ever ask.
But what if he's
just be you,
but
man?
What if he does have that range of emotion where it's like I'm trying to make a point and I'm going to sound gruff and then something great happens and I'm happy. What has he had to be happy? He hasn't won a game yet.
But I'm just saying,
you don't know what
even
he's
when
like
he got the job. I'm just saying you can have different sides of your personality. But when you're always that way, that doesn't sound like somebody that would dance after a big play.
I get you.
So what Peter's suggesting, and I agree with him, that I think he's trying a little too hard in these press conferences, and this goes back to the beginning of the season, all the things I was saying all summer long is just win games, man. Nobody cares about any of this garbage. It's stupid. It's performative. It doesn't mean anything.
I was watching this morning when he addressed the media, and he, even in like with some tough questions, which were about, where's Justin Fields right now and all that stuff. And then even Rich Cimini was like half kidding, but just said, we do tend to speculate. So if you're saying you haven't made a decision about your quarterback for next week, we're going to assume. And then he's just like, well, and then he smiled. He goes, yeah, I'm aware you guys do that. Like he's not keeping that wall up as much as in the beginning. He is cracking a smile. He is sort of like loosening up a little bit. So I do think in the beginning he had this idea of what I want to be at the podium and then realized I just got to be me. I can't do that every day.
See, that's the thing. That's the best advice I got. I got it from you, other people going into the game yesterday. Just be you. Be yourself.
Yep.
And nobody could ever criticize you for being yourself. But if you think, if I'm this way, we'll win. If I'm this way, we'll lose. No, it doesn't matter.
Right.
McAdoo was not a bad coach for the Giants because his suit didn't fit.
You're talking about the famed broadcaster Pat McAdoo?
No.
Oh.
I'm talking about Ben McAdoo.
Yeah. He had the talking head suit on for his and then the next year, remember, he went from the hair just being flat to the next year he had the slick back hair and the sunglasses.
Don, have you done the top 5 worst coaches in New York?
Wow. What a list.
You're welcome.
Who you taking out?
See you on Wednesday.
Who you taking out?
Who you taking out?
That list is going to be expansive. Top 100 worst coaches.
No. Listen, Don, the honorable mention list is a separate break.
Does it have to be more than 1 year? Like a one-and-done guy can't count.
Because think about it. Think about all we've got to say about Daboll, and he's not even sniffing this list.
No.
He's nowhere near it.
No.
Because he was coach of the year, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's right. Only been here a few years. Not too bad.
Oof.
Don, excited?
Is that what you want me to do for Wednesday?
I think you have to.
I'll be ready.
I got my hand raised. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Unless, Paul Newman dies this week.
Come on.
Well, wait a minute. What's the matter? Why would you put that? Would you put that evil on him?
God forbid. I added a God forbid.
Yeah, but you're way too late. If it's all got to be in one motion. It's got to be, God forbid we lose Paul Newman.
You're right.
Well,
but it can't be Paul Newman attacked and then.
So
God
real
forbid.
quick, you think God has an ADD problem?
Well, Paul Newman's already dead.
Yeah, I was.
I thought it was so wrong for him. Paul Newman died. I think
15 years ago.
A while ago. So he's forgiven.
But who's the one I'm thinking of then?
So you were thinking of somebody else.
There's another old one. There's another one of Redford's age group who's like right there. He's still around, though.
He's hanging on?
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting now. Now you got me intrigued.
There's another one.
Can you think of a movie or no?
I feel like it's another handsome guy who's in his late 80s or early 90s. Not Eastwood, who's not handsome, but still around.
There might have been a time he was handsome.
I don't think that was ever his thing, though.
Really?
Ever?
Where Eastwood was thought of for being famous, like a heartthrob.
Play Misty for me. He was an attractive man.
Probably like the rugged.
In the line of fire.
Sid Luckman.
When he was running next to the limo, struggling to breathe.
Oh, now you got this is going to bother me.
Yeah.
I think.
How do you drop that bomb?
Who are you talking about?
Well, look at the good news. I didn't kill Paul Newman, and that's a drop.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because
he was already.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
We already lost him.
We lost him a long time ago.
I knew that too. I don't know why I reacted so harshly.
It upset you at the time, and then turned
but
out.
this is upsetting me. Like, who is of the Newman Redford that's that old and still with us? I'm just trying to think of old-timey.
Old-timey now?
Yeah, well, if he's saying 80s or 90s, yeah, how else would you describe that?
I don't know.
Did Robert Redford have a movie with another old-timey one? Where was the two of them?
Well, there's Dustin Hoffman.
Don't.
But not Hoffman.
Yeah,
no.
don't do
Hoffman's probably early 80s,
Is
right?
Al Pacino? I don't think they did a movie together, but I'm just trying to think of the old-timey guys.
No. Him and Newman did the two. And then he and Hoffman obviously did All the President's Men.
All the President's Men.
But Hoffman's not that old.
I think he's
there.
over 80.
Oh, you know what?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, you got it?
He's 88.
Oh. I thought you had the name.
Did I mean Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman's 88?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I can't believe that. God, I love Hoffman.
How do you not?
You have to. It's un-American not to.
Well, don't put that evil on Dustin.
That's a lot.
Too late.
That's very loaded these days. All right. The Hall of
Famer.
Let me say the Hall of Famer.
Sure.
Deion Sanders, also head coach at Colorado, if you didn't know. He's the father of Shedeur Sanders.
Is he?
And he went on the New Heights podcast with the Kelseys, and he said that he anticipates his son will start for the Cleveland Browns this season. He said, be patient and be ready. You got to be ready when it's time. But when it's time, you're going to know. And it's coming up. I got a prediction. I ain't telling nobody. I got a feeling when it's going to go down. But it's going down this year. He's going to get a shot. I got to tell you guys, obviously we don't know what's up with Dylan Gabriel, but I'll say this. Watching Flacco yesterday, I don't think Deion's far off.
No, that's why I don't think it's that much of a limb he's on.
No. That limb's not breaking. You're fine. Because, Flacco is let me put it this way. Russell Wilson is to Joe Flacco.
Russell Wilson is to Joe Flacco.
As
you familiar with the work of David Blow?
Thank you, because I don't have a place to go with this, Tom. The point is, if Russell Wilson looks like Montana, prime
the most
Montana.
effective quarterback was Tayshaun Hall.
By the way, that drop now, it's been so long, I don't even really remember. Was it Taysom? Who was he talking about again?
Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
Taysom Hill. And he called
That's
him
right.
Tayshaun Hall.
The Saint.
Oh, he's the Charger now.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, finally, Bruce Pearl has called it a career.
This is
He is stepping down at Auburn, and he will move into an ambassador's role in the athletic department as a special assistant to the athletic director.
That's a little bit.
Stephen Pearl, his son,
yeah.
will be the new head coach.
Right.
Shocking. How'd that work out?
He's been the associate head coach there. But it's an interesting move for him because he's been, first of all, unbelievable energy, and he's had success.
I heard from someone there's an open seat down there. Someone suggested to me he's going to jump into politics.
Okay.
He's been a rather outspoken fellow these days.
So maybe there's a new ambition. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it does seem pretty random, right? At this age,
It does. Well, especially October. We're next, like in another week, they start practice.
Warming up. So
yeah.
Other people were suggesting, were you talking about Robert Wagner?
No.
Warren Beatty?
Ooh. Beatty's got to be what, 91? Maybe I meant Beatty.
Because no offense to Dustin Hoffman, I would never say that he was a heartthrob.
Beatty is 88 and a true heartthrob.
So don't put that evil on Warren.
I don't want to put it on any of them. Even though we've been searching for people
But
to put it on.
I got to be honest with you. If you're going to put it on someone, put it on somebody that's already dead.
That's right. Thank you. That's why I feel like I did a good thing. That'll do it for ENN, the special Rosh Hashanah edition. The Happy New Year.
I want you to have a great holiday. I want you to enjoy it. Enjoy the food.
Thank
feast,
you.
If you will.
My wife has been going hardcore in the kitchen for the last couple hours.
And this will not affect you moving forward? We'll see you tomorrow?
I don't like the way that could be construed.
Yeah.
as a
No,
drop.
I'm saying about the holiday.
No, I know, but I'm thinking about what I just said. No, I will be back tomorrow.
Well, you threw the core at the end. If you took core out, that'd be weird.
No.
I think
you
either
said something
way,
else?
it's not great.
Yeah.
No, it's problematic.
Any
potentially either way.
leftovers you could bring for lunch tomorrow?
Why not?
Well, she's making schnitzel, which is delicious.
Of course it is.
You love it. Like you dream about.
Like you.
Any of the stuff that Frank Costanza was making at that single social?
I don't remember.
Because that's all I really know about Jewish.
Frank Costanza wasn't Jewish.
But remember, it was the Jewish social, and he was cooking.
He was hosting a Jewish social?
Yeah, remember? Because he used to cook during the in the military, and he got everybody sick, and he wanted to try to get back. And
was this down when they moved into Boca Vista?
No, he was back up. This was in New York.
No.
Yeah, that he had the PTSD from.
Yeah, and somebody started coughing. He thought the guy was getting sick on the food. He turned the table over.
By the way, either way, I doubt he made schnitzel. Now, guys, real quick, I got to talk to you about FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's your home for all NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who will win. With FanDuel, any play can be play of the game. FanDuel is giving all customers a 50% profit boost token on tonight's game. Now, you got the Purple Birds, the Ravens, up against the Lions. Hell of a game. Maybe you want to talk Derrick Henry yards and a Lamar touchdown. Any combo you're looking for, it's right there. Just make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Visit FanDuel.com/Peter. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. How do I even know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
Nope. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No, man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Oh, what are you doing? Don't do New York City dirty.
New York City's my heart, my soul. I would never do this place dirty because everything I want is in this city.
Why would you want to dirty somewhere that you live?
This is your home. You don't throw papers out the window, flick cigarette butts.
It's disrespectful. Dispose of it the correct way.
I would never put trash on the ground. That's why we got trash cans. Don't do New York City dirty. Trash your trash.
A message from the Sanitation Foundation.
One by one, we keep this city clean, man. Let's get it.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Okay, girls, ready to go?
Yeah! Mom, I'm hungry. Can I have a snack? Me too, Mommy.
You want a snack?
Yeah.
Got it?
Children learn from our behaviors.
Mommy, can you open this?
All right, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, here.
Thank you.
They learn what is okay from the adults they see.
Mommy, are you on your phone?
If you're a distracted driver, chances are they will be too. What kind of driver are you raising? Funded by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
There's a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-90 Turbo Select for $249 for 24 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S1225248. MSRP $40,000. Zero security deposit. Ends 9/30/25.
Stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app.
All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Running Free by Iron Maiden. How about that? Off their first album, Iron Maiden. I always wondered, you work so hard, right? Like, I would think a band, a hip-hop artist, country, whatever. You can make the case that their first album, they've been working on it their whole life, right? Like, so that's everything they've ever done their whole life worked up to this. And then the next album, it's 6 months or a year that you put into the second album.
Stuff they wrote during the tour.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the first album is, like, I have loads of respect for a band that has a major album right out of the box. Like, great job. And then they name it, like, the band's Iron Maiden, we're just going to name it Iron Maiden.
Like Van Halen 1 and then Van Halen 2.
Yeah, well, come on, man. Give me some.
Toto 1 through 4.
Right? Like the second album, you come up with a name, but like Ozzy, right out of he worked his whole life to get to be solo after Sabbath and all that, and Blizzard of Oz, great album name, right?
Yes, fantastic.
But Black Sabbath, the album's Black Sabbath, and the first song on the album, Black Sabbath.
Wow, creative.
Now it worked out, Hall of Famers, but you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want to come up with a name? Well, like, what if we finally, and I'm going to hit the road soon with the Devils, and I'm going to put together that top 5 book. What if I just named it Book 1?
Top 5.
Top 5. Book O Sports.
Top 5 book. There you go. There's your name.
Yeah, because I don't want to spend too much money on the lettering. I always wondered about it, because there's a lot, right? Like you said, it's either.
How much does the band have to do with that, though? The band, the album name. Isn't that all the record label?
You think so?
Don't they do that? No. I don't know. I've never done that. Peter would know, but I don't know.
Oh, and Blanderson Hooper says that Kramer ran the Jewish Singles Party, but he got Frank to. I don't know what ethnicity was Kramer.
I don't know.
He had to be an atheist, right? Just the way he was.
Everything about him.
I mean, just but who knows?
Agnostic.
Well, let's. Surprised Peter was short on the Seinfeld reference.
I think he had to get going.
Oh, you think he checked out?
Well, I think
at the end of ENN?
He had to get going.
It's possible. All right, let's get to the phones here. Let's have some fun, shall we? Let's go to Robert in Manhattan. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Robert?
Good evening, gentlemen. This Raleigh judge controversy. Look, I know you're all Yankee fans. I'm not going to accuse you of being homers, but
I'm not a Yankee fan.
No, okay, all right. I apologize.
No, apologize.
No, I apologize.
Called worse.
All right. If Raleigh, who by the way Seattle wouldn't be where they are without him. The Yankees would be where they are without Judge. So that balances out as far as I'm concerned. If Raleigh hits 60 or more and wins the division while the Yankees are doing the wild card, then I really, really think that should count for something. But I want to make a suggestion. Baseball can do anything they want. Why can't they have co-MVPs? You both win.
Well,
I'd be satisfied with that.
Wouldn't that happen if there was a split vote?
Well, they would have to be tied vote-wise.
Odd number, though.
They just don't hand that. There's votes, first place votes, second place votes, third place votes, and if they end up tied, they have a co-MVP. In 1982, there were co-MVPs. Keith Hernandez and Willie Stargell. Mm-hmm. It can happen. But no, baseball shouldn't artificially do it. That would not be right. Luca in Soho. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Luca?
Hey, what's up, Don? What's up, Alan?
What's up?
Man, we are six or 7 days. I guess we'll find out on Sunday. We're that short away of time from finding out whether or not we can hear another Don rant about how the Mets are rotten at their core or what have you. But this upcoming I guess off season, my view, and I have to believe, we're all fans, right? But I think if you're specifically Steve Cohen, right, you have to say to yourself, at what point do I have to stop setting the market on all these positions, right? They set the market with Scherzer, Verlander, Edwin Diaz, Soto, Lindor. At what point, and I'm not the biggest Pete guy, but at what point is enough? Like, you're not getting your ROI and you're resetting the market at all these positions. And the only way, I guess, one would argue, devil's advocate, is the only way we can get these guys is if we set the market.
But
so
wait a minute.
Is that just crazy?
Can I just interject?
Yeah.
The Dodgers.
Of course.
The Dodgers always do this. Right? They don't
have a championship though and constant playoff appearances.
Yes.
The Mets don't.
You are absolutely right. But that's kind of what the Dodgers do is they just build if they can't develop a player, they'll go buy a player. And they build this super team, and they'll build it deep enough that when they have all the injuries that they have, they somehow find a way to survive it. And I kind of would argue the counter. I think at some point, Stearns has got to realize, if we got to do this, we really got to go after some high-level players.
Yeah.
And it might cost a little more to bring them in here, but that's the one way to do it.
Now,
spending $350 million, you're not spending it wisely.
Well, listen, they're $350 million because a lot of money was spent before Stearns got here.
Yes.
Verlander, Scherzer, Lindor, all were given contracts before he got here.
Yeah.
Remember, he didn't want to give Alonso the money, but I think
the fans
Cohen
pushed
said,
them.
"Hey, we need to get this done." I think you're right. The philosophy could be, we're not going to spend big money on pitchers, but when you need one, go get it. All right? I want to be able to cultivate a minor league system. I want to be able to call guys up. I want to be able to fill my roster with young, inexpensive players. I don't want to have to spend money on free agents until you need to. And maybe this offseason he's going to have to say, I need to.
Yeah.
I've got my philosophy. I got my 3 kids ready to go. But is it fair to have these 3 kids and not have somebody that I could feel like I'm going to give the contract to? And maybe I'm going to pay a little bit more than I want to, but that's the one guy. And when people ask me, why did you straight? Well, look at his numbers. Look how good he is. That's why I did it.
Yeah, and you'll live with whatever's on the back end of the deal. But I will point out again that I think a lot of the Mets' problems are the fact that the top of their rotation, what they expected to get versus what they got, don't match. And that it is Kodai Senga.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be the ace. He has not provided that.
Now, was it a bad year, the injury, or is he just not what you expected? That's what you got to determine.
It's a lot there.
It's a lot. And he can't wait until next year to see. He's going to have to decide. All right, here I'm going to fit my rotation. We invested time in Holmes. Is he going to be my 5th starter? Are we going to put him back in the bullpen? Okay, Peterson, was this a flash in the pan? Is he a part of this? Because I got 3 kids. Is that their rotation? Because Senga makes 6, Minaya makes 7. So what are you doing here?
You've got to. Do you know who Senga is by now? If I asked you, if you're running the organization, you follow this team closely, so you know what you've gotten out of Kodai Senga. Do you trust him anymore, or do you say, yeah, I want to give him more time?
He was 7th in Cy Young his rookie year.
I know.
All right, and last year got sabotaged by the injury.
Right.
This year, same thing.
Right.
I want to give him another crack.
So you feel like I just got to get him healthy, right?
Okay. Right.
So you want to
hope he stays healthy.
So you'll give him another shot,
yes.
And then by then the contract's movable.
I would think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it could be now. It's not that big of a number, but it's the what is it? 3 years left, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But obviously, you're not going to get anything for him now. Nobody's going to bother because he just hasn't been able to stay healthy at all. Let's go to Frank. He's in Union City. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Frank?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. I wanted to go back to a point that you guys spoke about when it came to Bo Nix and Michael Penix. You said it could take sometimes up to 2 years to determine whether or not you have your guy at quarterback and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm thinking about me being a long-time Giants fan. I mean, we were blessed and we were kind of spoiled between having Eli for 15 years and not having to look at anyone for the future. now I see Jackson Dart. So I get that you want to put this kid in a situation where everything's working and clicking around him before you throw him out here and shake his confidence. But if he's not a guy, when do you thrust him out there to determine whether or not he's your guy?
Yeah,
because now we're talking about a process that can virtually take about 4 to 5 years, which is where we were about 2 to 3 years ago.
That's true. You're right about everything. That's the delicate decision that has to be made. That's the only people that can really answer that. We all have our opinions. Fans will call and say what they saw in preseason. We'll talk about the things we're hearing. But in the end, Don, the only way you know is those that are in the building that see him every single day, that see the preparation, see everything he's doing. And then you just decide right there, like, you know what? I think he can handle it. I think, and then you look at your team around him and say, we can protect him. We have enough around him to support a young quarterback. That's why Mark Sanchez worked with the Jets. It wasn't that Mark Sanchez was great. It was that there was so much that the Jets had in place. Veteran running back, veteran offensive line. Like, there was enough there that they could help the kid along, get him through some of the hard parts and simplify the offense. Does Jackson Dart have enough of a supporting cast around him that he can grow properly in this place? Or are they all looking at him like, you got to be the savior, you got to be the hero? I think then you're asking too much.
I think the fans, and we're guilty of this too, spend too much time on the physical. Does he have the arm, the athleticism to play the position? That might not be it at all.
No.
Is that can he read defenses? If we change plays, if we make adjustments at the half, is he ready for all this? The things they're going to be barking out, is his communication with his wide receivers
Does he recognize blitzes?
Yeah, these are the things that, is he ready for all of this? Because I'm sure it's very complicated compared to how they dumbed it down in the preseason. Remember, how complicated could it be?
You're facing vanilla. Right.
You're facing vanilla, and you're also playing with guys that might not even be on the team the next day.
That's true.
Right? Now we're getting into week 4, week 5, week 6. We've changed the vernacular. Everything, signals are different now. In college, they'd hold up a sign of a banana, and that meant they changing the plays. Right here, they're barking in your ear. You see sometimes they'll flip that on their wristband. They got all these plays. You see how many plays are on there? Oh, and that's for this. But then we're changing it. And if he... And that's why I said you can get somebody really hurt, because if he doesn't give the right play in the right moment and there's confusion, not only does the play break down, maybe somebody gets hurt. Like, these are all the things they're thinking about that we can't possibly see.
Nope.
Because we don't watch practice. We're not in the film room. We're not sitting there in that classroom where they're learning all this stuff. And so that's all part of, are you ready to do all this stuff? Because it's a really, really hard position. Close out your calls, 1-800-919-3776. Don Hahn and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock. And then it's Dan Grasso right here on ESPN New York. There are lots of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 25 Mazda CX-30 for $199 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM843629, MSRP $26,865, zero security deposit, ends 9/30/25.
Hey Yankees fans, hit your next adventure out of the park and onto the water with City Cruises New York. Sail your way to epic skyline views, delicious dining, and premium drinks. Upgrade your game day with a dining cruise, a cocktail sail, or a night with your favorite entertainers aboard City Cruises Live. Whether you're celebrating a win or just the weekend, City Cruises is a shipload of fun. Proud partner of the New York Yankees. Book today at citycruises.com/New York.
Don't take slow for an answer. Not so easy when you're stuck in traffic. But mere inches from someone else's bumper, you can dream of faster things. Like Optimum Fiber, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet, starting at $40 a month. So while you can't always switch lanes for a faster route, you can switch providers for a faster connection. Optimum. Don't take slow for an answer. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/fiber today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Game time isn't just on the field. It's in your driveway, too. At Kia City of the Bronx, they're making plays with the full lineup of brand new Kias ready for you at 3505 Connor Street. Don't sit on the sidelines while your dream car drives by. Visit KiaCity.com or call 646-917-7955 and they'll get you behind the wheel of something fresh. Kia City of the Bronx. This is how the Bronx drives.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. We all turn to some funny places for support, but not everyone is a therapist. Not everyone is the one. Find your right match with BetterHelp. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and their 10-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recs. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/timeout. That's betterhelp.com/timeout.
Record numbers of residents are getting quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. If you recently had a major life event such as marriage, pregnancy, or insurance loss, you may be eligible to enroll now. All health plans include preventive care, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. 9 in 10 enrolling get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. Find out if you qualify at getcovered.nj.gov. That's getcovered.nj.gov.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
You matter, and so does your well-being. Call, text, or chat 988, New Jersey's Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, for free 24/7 support with mental health, suicide, or substance use concerns for you or someone you love. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
This Ryder Cup, Midtown Manhattan becomes golf's biggest stage. Ryder Cup Live at Rockefeller Center transforms the heart of New York City into an epic fan zone during every round. Fans can see the Michael Kay Show broadcast live this Thursday, September 25th from 1 to 3 p.m. Don't miss the Michael Kay Show at Ryder Cup Live in Rockefeller Center. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. No matter what you're playing for, make it superior with Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, a superior taste worth playing for. Official beer sponsor of the Ryder Cup.
So the voting for MVP, the votes are due the day after. So next week at this time.
Yes.
It's within 24 hours of the last game of the regular season.
So there's no Sunday night games. So whenever the last game's over, there might be I think, if I remember correctly, wait a minute.
3:10?
Everybody plays at 3 o'clock. So by like 6 o'clock, before we're off the air next Monday, we'll know the MVP. Although the votes will be in. We won't announce it.
We won't know. But the point is that so everything can be taken into account. You can decide, I'll wait and see if the Yankees come back and win this division somehow. You might, like if you're on the fence and you're leaning towards team success, when I used to vote for the NBA awards when I was a sports writer, a lot of times if it was real close, I would often go like team success mattered.
Yeah.
And you're talking about two historic seasons. Like, again, Judge season, historic, but obviously what Kyle Raleigh's doing is historic. You don't normally have this kind of race where it's two guys who are just putting up epic historic numbers. So I do think the team success thing could be a tiebreaker at the end, and you'll have 24 hours to decide that. So that'll be really interesting to see how this goes down.
That's why I do think that if the Yankees do not catch the Blue Jays and the Mariners win the division, that it would go to Raleigh just because the Seattle did something nobody expected. The Yankees will still look at their season as a disappointment if they settle for the wild card.
Agreed.
Now, they can turn around and win the World Series, and nobody will ever remember it. But when you're doing the MVP voting at the end of the regular season, you're going to look at the Yankees and say, that's a disappointing year.
Yeah.
They were
in first place.
defending American League champions, and they were a wild card team.
Yeah.
And look at what Seattle did.
Right. That's exactly, I think, how I would do it. And I think that's probably how this will go down. So that's how we'll know, though, is that when this vote, you can't say the voting was done early or late, whatever it is. You have until 24 hours after the games are over to cast your vote. And I imagine those who might be on the fence will probably wait.
That's why I keep saying it's not who's better. Judge is a better player.
Yep.
And I'm not insulting Judge when I say this. Judge is going out and doing what Judge does. These numbers are not unexpected. It's crazy that somebody could consistently put up these numbers, but we always said, boy, I can't wait for Judge to stay healthy. Because if he does, he's going to break records. He's going to be amazing. And now he's staying healthy, and he's hitting 50 home runs, hitting 337, and doing all the things that Judge does. This is, Cal Raleigh hit, 35 home runs last year. He might hit 60. It's crazy. Yeah. But it all depends on how you want to look at it.
Think about it. You rarely see a race like this.
No, it makes it fun.
Yep.
Griffin in Connecticut, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Griff?
Hey, guys. Real quick, the football, and then in the MVP thing, to me, in the National League, why can't we have a conversation with Kyle Schwarber? He should have a chance to win the National League.
I do.
We already give it to Ohtani because he's a unicorn.
But he didn't pitch this year hardly, so why is he a unicorn this year?
I don't think they've given it to him.
No, but you look at the odds, it's astronomical that he's supposed to win this thing.
Okay.
And that's ridiculous because the year Kyle Schwarber having is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But my point is, with the football, everybody wants to rush to Jackson Dart because you're done with Russell Wilson. And you know what? It does look like he's not great. Okay, he looks pathetic. Then go to Jameis. At this point, I don't think you go to Dart yet. You have to be very careful because the Colts went to Anthony Richardson early on when all we saw were he's not ready, and they all of a sudden went to him. Well, now Anthony Richardson is broke. He looks broken. He looks done. He lost his starting job to Daniel Jones. I just don't feel like you can rush to Jackson Dart and then hurt yourself in his chances to develop for the future. So you have to be very careful. So it's a hard decision, and these fans already want to make the decision just because they look at preseason. Preseason doesn't mean much.
No, it means, believe me, it means nothing at all. Sorry. I know there's 3 of them, and people are paying to see it, and it's on TV, and it gets better ratings than MLB playoff games. But it's meaningless. And I think a lot of Giant fans are excited because he was the best part of their preseason, right? He was amazing.
Yeah.
But that's not how you judge whether somebody's ready to take the reins on one of the most important positions in New York sports, the quarterback of an NFL football team like the New York Giants. Let's go to Danny on Long Island. You're on ESPN New York. Hi, buddy.
Oh, how you doing, guys? Quite a weekend for me. A highlight was my grandson scoring 2 goals in soccer.
Nice.
And my Mets doing the Met thing, and the Steelers looking absolutely atrocious. But, Don, I believe the actor you're looking at who's on the on-deck circle, so to speak, might be Robert Duvall. He's also of that age from the era.
But he's he was thinking like a heartthrob. I mean, as great as Duvall is, he wasn't the looker that Redford and Newman were.
No, Redford, but if Pete doesn't think, go back to early Eastwood. Hang him high. He was, he wasn't a bad-looking dude.
No,
he just that wasn't his thing.
Robert Duvall.
Eastwood's got to be close to 90.
No, Robert Duvall's probably 91,
Duvall's got at least high 80s. Got to be 90.
94.
94. He was in The Godfather 53 years ago with The Godfather. And he looked older. He's like Abe Vigoda. He looked older when he was 40. Meanwhile, he was, like Wilford Brimley.
Yeah,
but listen,
he did.
The problem with the Mets, before I touch my Steelers, that they went to the rebuild the starting pitching think twice. It worked last year, reclamation projects, and me, like everybody else, is ready to put the Mets pitching coach into the Hall of Fame this year when it looked like the first 30, 40 games that he pulled it off again. Where all these guys out of nowhere, that he straightened out. But they all, not just one, all of them, soft-served the bed, and that's the reason why the Mets are in a predicament. I don't want to hear anything about Soto. Soto did everything that Soto could do. 40-something home runs at Citi Field. I see fly balls that we out other places. He battles hard every day. He shows up. Alonso's had a good – it hasn't been the offense. A little inconsistent at times, but over 162 games, you look at the back of the baseball card, and the offense was enough that if they had any kind of moniker of starting pitching, it wouldn't be in this predicament. And, I don't know whether I want them to make the playoffs just to make the playoffs because it'd be embarrassing if they don't. We'll have another mark. But, Don, when you start your list of the worst coaches in New York, you're going to have to do one for each team. Because I'm just looking at the Jets, I'm thinking the only coaches that had any success at all would be Rex, Herm, and Joe Walton. Have they won a playoff game other than those three coaches in the last 60 years? I mean, the Islanders, the Mets, George Bamberger. You have to have a separate team.
There you go. We
won a championship.
Well, we know that, but that's 60 years ago.
Yeah.
You have to.
So
you need a separate list for each team.
Yeah.
That's
the most depressing list you can come up with.
But a lot of the
list is true.
Has to be focused on the big.
If you had to take one Jet coach, wouldn't it be Kotite? I know it was Kotite. 1 year, but that was.
Because remember, Rich Kotite
disaster.
came in. He had some success in Philadelphia. Remember Leon
got to a Super Bowl, didn't he?
No, he didn't go to a Super Bowl. No, he went to the playoffs.
No, that's right. The success he had was with Never mind.
But I remember Leon Hess was like, I'm tired of losing, and he hired Rich Kotite and won 1-15.
Yeah.
Kotite, I don't want to give too much away, but this is going to be,
then you could say Gase had multiple years, and Gase was really bad.
I'll tell you, like I said, it's an extensive list in which the honorable mentions are going to rue the day for sure. All right, or rule the day, and we'll rue the day. All right, Dan Gross is up next. We'll talk to you again tomorrow at 3 right here on ESPN New York.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.